Even zombies cannot escape overtime. The story began when Meng Shu was introduced to the team. Manager Zhang said, "This is the new intern, Xiao Meng. Everyone, please welcome him. Oh, right, the project is about to launch, so keep up the good work. Once we make a profit, you will all receive bonuses." Meng Shu smiled and said, "Hello everyone, my name is Meng Shu." His new coworkers clapped politely. As the applause faded, Meng Shu thought to himself, "The company may be small, but it has everything. We can share hardships and wealth together. I must write amazing code for this company." After graduating from college, he had finally become a member of society. Carrying dreams and hopes, he believed effort would be rewarded. As long as he worked hard, one day he would get rich. 1 week later, in just 1 week, he went from being human to becoming a corporate slave. Crushed by reality and despair, Meng Shu became certain that effort brought nothing. Even if you worked hard, you still could not escape poverty in the end. Why has the world not ended yet? Exhausted, Meng Shu rested for a moment. "Forget it," he muttered to himself. "There is no point thinking so much. Sleep. I still have to wake up tomorrow to be exploited again." Some people were born in Rome, others were born as mules. Unfortunately, he was the latter. "I really hope that when I open my eyes tomorrow, this foolish world gets blown up by aliens. Wheelu, Wheelu," a mechanical voice echoed in his head. "System notification. You have activated the perfect life system." Meng Shu frowned. What was that sound? System notification. Host Meng Shu. Job, intern clerk. Level 0 out of 10. Stats, spirit, 6. Constitution, 8. Strength, 10. Agility, 10. Unallocated attribute points, 0. Unallocated skill points, 0. Current skill points insufficient. Cannot unlock skill training. Welcome to the perfect life system. Here, you will experience countless lives. Meng Shu froze. After a long pause, he whispered, "This is a system!" Overtime? Forget overtime. Boss? Forget the boss. I am free now. Suddenly, a massive explosion thundered outside. Meng Shu rushed to the window. Crap! The gas pipe exploded. Chaos erupted in the streets below. Smoke filled the air. Dead bodies were scattered everywhere. Then, one by one, they stood up. They became zombies. As the undead feasted on the living, Meng Shu slammed the curtains shut. Sweat poured down his face and snot dripped from his nose. "System," he said shakily. "What did you say your name was?" "Perfect what?" "System notification, yes. Host. Perfect life system." Meng Shu shouted. "Are you joking? It looks like the apocalypse. Outside." Suddenly, someone knocked on the glass. Meng Shu slowly turned around. A woman was banging her head against the office door again and again. As she continued smashing her forehead against the glass, Meng Shu swallowed hard. "Is that not the boss's niece from the company next door?" he thought. "I forgot her name. We took the same elevator once. She was quite pretty." The zombie continued knocking. "Pretend I did not say anything," Meng Shu muttered. "System notification. A perfect day starts with flirting. See that beauty over there? Go talk to her and you will gain a perfect romantic encounter. Mission, flirt with the beauty. Reward +1 attribute point. Gain 1 romantic partner." Meng Shu stared blankly. "You seem serious." He grabbed a snack from the drawer and a gallon of water. "There is nothing useful in the office. Staying here will not help either." He sat down and sighed. "Since the system issued a mission, I have to go out eventually. Might as well test it now." Taking a deep breath, Meng Shu grabbed the door handle and pulled it open. The zombie slipped and fell forward. Meng Shu instantly bowed. "Miss, I am Meng Shu from Jianglin Technology. Can I make friends with you?" He looked at her seriously. "If you do not answer, I will take that as a yes." The zombie froze, sweating strangely. Meng Shu suddenly jumped back into the office. The zombie stared at him silently. Then she screamed, "Rah!" She slammed her head against the glass again. Crack. Meng Shu thought to himself, "That counts as flirting, right? System notification, oh my goodness. That was the worst flirting ever. Even Lazy King from Pleasant Goat could do better. As a gentleman, how could you be so rude?" Mission complete. Rating terrible. Meng Shu blinked. "There is a mission rating too. System notification, you gain +1 attribute point. Chi Wei's affection increased by 10 points. "Oh right," Meng Shu muttered. "Her name was Chi Wei." He shook his head. "Not that it matters. No matter how pretty she used to be, affection does not matter to zombies. She is just a zombie now." He paused. "Or does high affection make zombies not attack you?" System notification, higher affection makes the target want to approach you. At a certain affection level, they will obey you. Husband and wife in harmony. Meng Shu's face twitched. "Great. Zombies will want to approach me so they can bite me faster. He frowned. But what was that last part? Control zombies? My girlfriend is a zombie? Why is there no beginner guide? He screamed internally. Fine. I will figure it out myself. He exhaled, took off his glasses and said calmly, System, add the point to strength. System notification, point added successfully. Current strength increased by 1. Current strength, 11. Meng-Shu clenched his fists. Apocalypse, here I come. His glasses shattered in his hand. In an apocalypse, he thought, mental state, constitution, strength, and agility are all important. But for me, strength matters the most right now. He packed some cola and snacks, preparing to step into the end of the world. Meng-Shu thought to himself, after allocating my points to strength, I can definitely feel something, an energy I cannot quite describe. But there is not much food here. Without a rescue team, we will all be dead sooner or later. And that is all the loot I have. System notification, new quest, clock in. System notification, a perfect life begins with promotions and pay raises. Current time, 7:13 in the morning. 17 minutes remaining until daily clock in. System notification, please clock in by 7:30 in the morning. Employees who clock in on time will be blessed by the goddess of luck. Quest reward, +5 attribute points. Your superior will take special notice of you. Chance to trigger an additional opportunity. Suddenly, Chi-Wei peeked into the office. Meng-Shu turned around and immediately broke into a cold sweat. Chi-Wei roared softly, her eyes fixed on him. The time clock is outside, Meng-Shu thought grimly. There is no way I can punch in without getting past Chi-Wei. This girl, she seems even more focused on me now. Desperate to get closer. System notification, incomplete quest, clock in. System notification, optimizable quest, flirt. System notification, note, a terrible quest rating can be reevaluated based on subsequent performance. This is a one-time opportunity. Meng-Shu narrowed his eyes. Looks like I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The scariest part about these things was the infection. As long as she did not scratch him, he should be fine. He raised his scissors. Then he stood up and hastily wrapped himself in layers of paper, forming crude armor. You call yourself the perfect life system, Meng-Shu said quietly. So I am guessing you would not give me a quest that I cannot actually complete. He opened the door. The hallway was filled with zombies. Chi-Wei stood among them, tilting her head in a strangely seductive pose. Meng-Shu suddenly sprinted forward and shouted, Chi-Wei, I like you. Will you go out with me? I do not have a car or a house, but I will work my backside off. If you want, we can even pay off a mortgage together. I will treat you to dinner tonight. How about Wallace downstairs? It is Crazy Thursday. I wonder if I will get more points for laying on the cheesy pickup lines, he thought. Chi-Wei suddenly turned around and walked away. System notification, you are seriously cringeworthy. Your behavior is highly inappropriate for a first meeting. System notification, Chi-Wei's impression of you is abysmal. She has decided to expose you on social media. Chi-Wei's favorability decreased by 110 points. Meng-Shu froze. Huh? Sweat poured down his face. Okay, he muttered. So that is how you are going to play it, huh? Suddenly, Chi-Wei looked back. Meng-Shu stiffened. In another room, Brother Lu whispered, Manager, that is Meng's voice, is it not? They pressed their ears against the door. What is he doing? Brother Lu asked, confessing to Chi-Wei. But I thought she was... Manager Zhang swallowed hard. This is... He thought to himself, I am completely floored. What else is there to say? Clocking in and confessing to a zombie? Is Meng insane? I always thought he was a little unhinged. This proves it. But why is she not biting him? Manager Zhang whispered urgently, I am going to call him over. You figure out a way to create a diversion, got it? Just listen to me, and I guarantee we will both make it out of this alive. Brother Lu nodded stiffly. Oh. Meng-Shu opened the door and steadied himself. Looks like other offices have their own share of corporate drones turned zombies, he thought. We are all fellow wage slaves here. Let us not make this harder on each other. System notification. A perfectly average clock-in. You successfully punched the clock 3 minutes before the deadline, avoiding the tardy penalty. Quest complete. Rating passable. Quest reward. Your superior will take special notice of you. Points gained +5. Appreciation? Meng-Shu scoffed. It is the end of the world. As if I care about some boss. What are these points even for? System notification. Most valuable item. 5,000 cash. Cost 5 points. Pretty useless item. Refreshing. Pick-me-up soda. Cost 2 points. Pretty useless item. Filling compressed biscuits. Cost 2 points. The shop will only display items within the host price range. Items costing more than 5 points are hidden. Meng-Shu snorted. It is the apocalypse. What am I going to do with 500 million, let alone 5,000? Only an idiot would pick the cash. Chi Wei might not be attacking me, he thought, but this building is probably full of zombies. I had better get back to the office and figure out my next move. Chi Wei twitched suddenly. Meng, over here, Brother Lu shouted. Manager Zhang yelled, Meng, help me out. Go lure that thing away. Meng Shu's eyes narrowed. Well, if it is not Manager Zhang. Have not seen you all night. You are not looking so great. Where is all that fire you had when you made me work overtime? And what are you doing in the office next door? Is this that appreciation the system was talking about? In the apocalypse, every person counts, right? Let me see what kind of trouble my dear leader has gotten himself into. As Manager Zhang opened the door, he suddenly slammed it shut with a loud bang. Meng Shu, Manager Zhang shouted. That thing is coming. Be a pal and lure it away, would you? Once we get through this virus mess, I will promote you to Assistant General Manager. The company's future rests on young people like you. Chi Wei tilted her head as heavy banging echoed against the door. Meng Shu sneered. You are a real piece of work, Manager Zhang. System notification, congratulations. Your successful clock-in has attracted your superior's attention. A promotion and a raise are within your grasp. Workplace rule number 1, do not defy your superiors. Please thank your boss loudly for their high expectations. Meng Shu smiled. He raised his voice cheerfully. Good morning, Manager Zhang. What are you doing in the office next door? I really think we should get back to our office. Do you not agree? And as for luring that thing away, I am going to have to pass. Why do you not go yourself? Manager Zhang and Brother Lu froze in shock. He is completely insane, Manager Zhang thought. Suddenly, the doorknob began to shake violently. Help me, Manager Zhang screamed. Do not let her in. Make him lure that thing away so we can escape. Move the desk. Block the door. Oh, right. Okay, Brother Lu shouted. Did you not eat breakfast? Put your back into it, Manager Zhang barked. At that moment, Meng Shu kicked the door open. Oof, Brother Lu cried. Manager Zhang, Lu. Meng Shu greeted brightly. Good morning, everyone. Meng, you just listen to me, Manager Zhang stammered. Well, I am heading back to work, Meng Shu said happily. Goodbye. He turned and ran, leaving the door wide open. Manager Zhang and Brother Lu stood there, stunned. Chi Wei paused in the hallway. Her eyes widened. Then she sprinted toward the open door. She leapt inside. Save me! Save me! Ow! Ah! Meng Shu calmly shut the door. Inside, Brother Lu's screams slowly dissolved into choking, gargling sounds. System notification. Facing your boss, your manners are impeccable. Facing unreasonable work demands, you even dare to refuse loudly. My goodness, you are a role model for the new generation. Mission complete. Mission rating, perfect. Mission rewards earned. Job recommendation letter, 5 job experience points. System notification. Although you are polite and sensible, your behavior has caused your boss and colleagues to think less of you. Boss's favorability decreased by 100 points. Colleagues' favorability decreased by 50 points. Truly, the evil within human nature is astonishing. Hidden achievement unlocked. Generation Z cleans up the workplace. Achievement reward acquired. 5,000 cash. System notification. A good work environment is the foundation of a perfect life. Use your achievement reward to treat your boss and colleagues to a barbecue in order to mend the relationship. Meng Shu snorted. As expected of the perfect life system, money really is easy to earn. Forget it. Maybe it will come in handy later. Suddenly, a new message arrived. Meng Shu froze, then quickly opened it. System notification. Job recommendation letter. Effect. Using this letter will grant you a job. A perfect life begins with a perfect career. The path to becoming the richest person starts here. Note, once used, you will receive a brand new part-time job. So I can choose a job. Meng Shu murmured. Warrior, mage, archer, top lane, mid lane. Attack damage carry. System notification, would you like to use it? Yes or no? This will truly be perfect, Meng Shu said. Yes, 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 use. System notification. New part-time job acquired. New flyer distributor. Flyer distributor. A 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. A perfect life requires wealth. And the first stone of a vast business empire starts with handing out flyers. Handing out flyers? Meng Shu repeated. A massive explosion thundered outside. He sighed. System, you really are something. There is always someone stronger. What am I promoting? Safety doors? Protective suits? Or an automatic rifle model 475? Amazing. Truly amazing. System notification. Through the job recommendation letter, you have unlocked exclusive part-time missions. Please choose one. Mission option 1. Distribute promotional flyers for Vast Fitness Swimming Club. Reward, 3 job experience points. 1,000 cash, 2 attribute points. Progress, 0 out of 500. Mission Option 2. Distribute opening flyers for Zhangwei Law Firm. Mission Option 3. Distribute property launch flyers for How Data Real Estate. Reward, 1 job experience point, 10,000 cash, 2 attribute points. Progress, 0 out of 1,000. Mengshu scoffed. Cash? Just a pile of useless paper. Only an idiot would choose How Data Real Estate. 500 more flyers for 2 fewer experience points. The fitness club is the real deal. System notification, adapted to your new identity. You instantly chose to slack off. You selected the task with 500 fewer flyers. How disappointing. Do you not know that hard work pays off? More flyers mean 10 times the reward. Wealth is the foundation of a perfect life. Remember, effort brings results. What is the point of experience? Mengshu asked. System notification. Occupation. Trainee clerk. Level 0, 5 out of 10. Occupation. Flyer distributor. Level 0, 0 out of 3. Each level up grants attribute points, skill points, and special abilities. Mengshu smirked. That blasted system did say one true thing. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Although this was a so-called God-tier system that only appeared during the apocalypse, Mengshu felt that if he could steadily gain attribute points, he might be able to survive until the end times, until humanity rebuilt civilization once again. System notification. Mission selected. Progress, 0 out of 500. System notification. When distributing flyers, please shout the slogan. Sir or ma'am, would you like to know about swimming and fitness? Sincerely calling out the slogan not only improves advertising effectiveness, but may also grant additional job experience. Mengshu nodded. Let us get to work. A few moments later, he stepped outside the office. Chi-Wei lurked in the corridor, her movements stiff and erratic. Miss Chi, Mengshu called, favorability, -50. Miss Chi. He tried again, favorability, -150. The number continued to drop by -50. Mengshu sighed. What a pity. If you really got to know me, you would see that I am such a positive person. You are judging me too quickly. He waved at Chi-Wei and smiled. Hi. Suddenly, a voice screamed from down the hall. Help! Help! Mengshu frowned. Manager Zhang, this is not fair. You wronged me first. How can you dislike me now? I worked overtime without pay for you. Holding 2 flyers, Mengshu raised his voice. Miss Chi, Manager Zhang, would you like to know about swimming and fitness? Grand opening promotion. Buy a monthly card and get 10 billion free. He tossed the flyers toward them. System notification, polite tone, warm smile. However, you dropped the flyer at the customer's feet, an extremely impolite act. Please correct this immediately, or it may affect your mission rating. They dodged it themselves. Mengshu coughed. Then he sighed theatrically. Manager Zhang. Brother Lu, why do you both insist on harming me? Never mind. I will not say more. All that is left are tears. You are both dead and still cannot enter heaven. I suppose I will have to ferry you across myself. I have a way for the 2 of you to find re-employment and earn some virtue. He paused and glanced at Brother Liu, who was trembling on the ground. Oh, Brother Liu, you cannot do that one. This job requires legs. Mengshu suddenly stopped walking and turned back. I will assign you to floor sweeping. Elsewhere. Beautiful lady clutched her phone with trembling hands. There was news 6 days ago. She whispered to herself. The broadcast replayed in her mind. All residents are advised to stay at home and avoid. Tears streamed down her face. What has happened to the world? She sobbed. Why has it become like this? Is this the apocalypse? The symptoms only appeared in the pretty country last week. Yesterday, it was just a crisis on the peninsula. How did it spread here so fast? Is anyone coming to save me? Please, please. The door suddenly burst open. Beautiful lady covered her mouth, her eyes wide with terror. They are here. They have come. Mengshu stepped inside cheerfully. Sir, would you like to know about swimming and fitness? If you are not interested, that is fine. There is no need to rush off. Hey, you in the locked room, would you like to know about swimming and fitness? Huh? Beautiful lady murmured, stunned. Sir, you are a bit too enthusiastic, Mengshu shouted. I still have plenty of flyers left. Do not rush. This one counts as a premium client, right? But what do you mean by premium client? Beautiful lady thought in horror. She slowly opened the door a crack. Zombies clawed at the glass outside. Sir, Mengshu said smoothly. Would you like to know about swimming and fitness? Beautiful lady broke into a cold sweat. Our club has a special program for office worker zombies who sit too much, Mengshu continued earnestly. You can also get a private coach now. One-on-one online instruction with a beautiful zombie instructor for sparring practice. Besides, you two should really think about it. Even zombies need a competitive edge. If you learn how to swim, you will be one step ahead of the rest. That makes it easier to catch people, right? And think about it. If you do not work hard, you will stay an ordinary zombie forever. Can you not dream a little? The dream of becoming the zombie king. Give me a hand. Join our fitness club now. First session free. You two, I can see the redness in your eyes. You are tempted, right? Then do not just stand there. Act now. Buy 5 sessions and get 1 free. Beautiful lady gently closed the door. She collapsed against it, crying. Mum, I think I am hallucinating. Someone is walking zombies, Mum. She shakily picked up her phone. If I die, take these words as my last. She typed a message. I must have been trapped too long. I just saw someone promoting swimming and fitness to zombies. I do not know if I am crazy or if the working class has finally snapped. Mengshu muttered. You are no longer of any use. Manager Zhang, Miss Chi, let us go. As he walked, Mengshu thought calmly. Because Manager Zhang Jing and Miss Chi Wei both find me extremely off-putting, they deliberately keep their distance from me. In this way, I effectively have 2 guide dogs that can scout ahead and influence zombie movement within the building. In gaming terms, this is called position locking. Mengshu set his bag down and slumped into a chair, drenched in sweat. I have already handed out over 200 flyers, he said, breathing heavily. I still have half left. Let us take a break and continue later. Mengshu opened the system interface. It displayed, Host, Mengshu, Occupation, Intern Clerk, Level 0, 5 out of 10, Flyer Distributor, Level 0, 3 out of 3, Upgradable. Attributes, Spirit, 6, Constitution, 8, Strength, 11, Agility, 10, Available Attribute Points, 0. Mengshu nodded to himself. I will level up my Flyer Distributor profession, the one with the most potential. He pressed the upgrade button. System notification, upgrade successful. Your profession, Flyer Distributor, has increased from level 0 to level 1. System notification. As a promotional worker who hands out flyers, you often face extreme weather and harsh environments. Therefore, a level 1 flyer distributor develops a positive mindset, a body capable of enduring hardship, and increased swiftness. Your attributes have been enhanced. Handing out flyers also requires the skill of reading people. Without this ability, if you distribute flyers to drunkards, thugs, or world-ending villains, you may end up in trouble. You have gained agility increased by 0.5%, constitution increased by 0.5%, spirit increased by 1, new skill acquired, reading the room, current attributes, spirit, 7, constitution, 8.5, strength, 11, agility, 10.5. Mengshu smiled faintly while wiping sweat from his face. So leveling up a job can boost attributes? Reading the room? He frowned. What kind of skill is that? System notification. Reading the room, level 1, cannot be upgraded. Description. Observing one's surroundings. A perfect life requires perfect social skills. With this ability, you can identify another person's main profession and estimate their job level based on subtle cues. However, if their level greatly exceeds yours, the information will be obscured. Mengshu scoffed. Why not just call it detection? Why make it sound like some mystical art? A few moments later, he sat down and ate some snacks. Ah, this feels good. Suddenly, screams echoed from outside. Ah! Do not come closer. Help me! Mengshu chewed thoughtfully. There are probably 2,000 or 3,000 zombies on the street below, he estimated, and perhaps over 100 inside the building. At this rate, there are more than enough zombies here for me to meet my flyer distribution quota. If nothing unexpected happens, I will have to head outside to finish the task. System notification. Occupation, zombie, level, 0, affection, -100. Mengshu sighed. Manager Zhang. Miss Chi, I have treated you both with sincerity. Every time I go out, I take you along, yet your affection toward me is still negative. How disappointing, forget it. Talking to you is pointless anyway. Oh, right. I have not given you your flyers yet. Suddenly, an idea struck him. Mengshu smiled faintly, a plan forming. Miss Chi, Manager Zhang, how about checking out our swimming and fitness club? Since we are acquainted, you get a 20% discount. If you do not buy, he paused, I will discount you straight into a fracture. System notification. Occupation. Zombie. Level 0. Affection -50. Brother Lu suddenly lunged at him. Meng Shu grabbed his spear and narrowed his eyes. Affection -50, he assessed calmly. This zombie is hesitant but still hostile. He thrust the spear forward, stabbing Brother Lu in the face. Brother Lu collapsed to the floor. Here, Meng Shu said calmly, placing a flyer on the body. Take one. The surrounding zombies heard the commotion and began pounding on the door. Meng Shu frowned. Reading the room? What is this? Why are their affection values not showing up? Could it be because they are not directly related to the system's quest? System notification, occupation, zombie, level 0, affection, -50. Meng Shu's expression grew serious. Both Chi Wei and Manager Zhang have levels. That means there must be higher level zombies out there as well. He looked at them and sighed. Manager Zhang, Miss Chi, do you not think this world has completely gone mad? He shoved Chi Wei, causing her to bump into Manager Zhang. I clock in on time, I do some part-time flyer work, I chat with the two of you, try to get along with my coworkers, and I even made a massage tool to help him with his back. So I am perfectly normal. Do not hate me so much. Meng Shu untied the ropes restraining them. He sighed softly. Forget it. I suppose it is the world that is abnormal after all. He straightened up and picked up his flyers. Come on, let us keep distributing flyers. A system notification blinked on Meng Shu's interface. 1:30 in the afternoon. Lunch break ends. The office feels unusually sluggish today. System notification. As an intern, do not forget your boss's instructions. Head to the 11th floor and discuss the underground parking slots with Supervisor Lin from Wangzhang International. Quest. Negotiate with Supervisor Lin. Reward. 2 freely distributable job experience points, 100,000 cash, 3 points, and 1 freely distributable attribute point. Meng Shu muttered to himself, Hey, Supervisor Lin? He stepped toward the elevators. I am a bit timid on my own. I am afraid I cannot handle Supervisor Lin by myself. Better bring Chi Wei from the company next door and Manager Zhang from our department. There should be no problem with that, right? That is how colleagues are supposed to be, harmonious and helpful. As Manager Zhang sprinted forward, Meng Shu followed him, and Chi Wei, Manager Zhang. Big Sister Chi Wei, he shouted. Being a wage slave means having a spirit that knows no fear and never wavers. Chi Wei and Manager Zhang both screamed, Gua! Suddenly, the commotion drew the attention of nearby zombies. Meng Shu barked, Clear a path. Charge. Chi Wei blocked a zombie in the corridor. Another lunged straight at Meng Shu. Manager Zhang intercepted yet another. Meng Shu swiftly stabbed a closing zombie in the face, then kicked another one squarely. A sexy zombie leapt toward him, arms outstretched, claws glinting. Meng Shu reacted instantly, slicing it cleanly in half. He glanced forward. The path was clear, for now. They moved forward, leaving a trail of dead zombies behind. A few moments later, they reached the 11th floor. Meng Shu wiped sweat from his brow. Finally, we have arrived at our destination. Then he noticed something and slapped the face of an approaching zombie. Chi Wei and Manager Zhang at the back froze in shock, sweat pouring down their faces. Meng Shu stepped over a pool of blood. Is this Supervisor Lin? I am Meng Zhu from Jianglin Technology on the 4th floor. Regarding the parking spot incident this morning, my boss sent me to have a chat with you. Did we not agree to discuss this afternoon? I'm here now, so where are you? System notification. Your ferocious aura has successfully captivated the employees of Wangzhang International on the 11th floor. A veteran auntie in her 50s pounded on the door behind the scene, letting out a series of muffled cries that sounded suspiciously like encouragement. System notification. When facing other companies maliciously infringing upon your interests, you must maintain wolf-like ferocity. Well done. However, Supervisor Lin remains utterly impolite, daring to shriek behind closed doors instead of facing your sharp presence head-on. A perfect life requires such a grand stage. Your life is absolutely perfect. Note Chi Wei and Zhang Tao are stunned by your imposing manner. Mission complete. Mission rating, awesome. Profession experience gained, 5. Cash gained, 100,000. Points gained, 5. Attribute points gained, 1. Meng Shu grinned. Since we are already here, we might as well loot the 11th floor for resources. He looked at Chi Wei and Manager Zhang. Get to work! As they moved, Meng Shu suddenly tied them up, keeping them close but controlled. A few moments later, he glanced at his watch. Why is it only 3 in the afternoon? I thought it was already dinner time. There are still 2 hours until I get off work. Am I just too efficient at my job? Blast it. It is the end of the world. Why am I still thinking about getting off work? This wage slave life had truly driven him insane. Mongshu twisted open a bottle of cola and sighed. I still have not figured out what is truly going on. All right, I will use this time to sort out the current situation. After all, there are more important things right now. From what he had observed, everyone suddenly turning into zombies, mobile signals dropping almost immediately. It was clear this virus appeared at random. The short time frame of the outbreak was highly unusual. Perhaps this was a premeditated attack, and its scope is worldwide. If that is the case, improving my combat ability is the top priority. Mongshu muttered, Deep Blue. Add the 1 attribute point to strength. System notification. Addition successful. Current strength value 12. Mongshu nodded to himself. From now on, I will add points to strength first. Once I can easily suppress zombies, I will consider other attributes. He pressed on the system interface. System notification. Host, Mongshu. Profession. Trainee clerk, level 0, 10 out of 5. Profession. Flyer distributor, level 1, 5 out of 3. Attributes, Spirit, 7. Constitution, 8.5. Strength, 12. Agility, 10.5. Accumulated assignable attribute points, 0. Accumulated assignable skill points, 0. Mongshu muttered, a clerk needs 10 experience points to go from level 0 to level 1, while a flyer distributor only needs 3. Distributing flyers increases agility. So what does being a clerk increase? Allocate everything to clerk. Let me see what kind of surprise I get. System notification, level up successful. A system notification blinked. Your trainee clerk profession has been upgraded from level 0 to level 1. A clerk is the foundation of a company's staff, responsible for word processing, document organization, photocopying, answering calls, and handling daily office affairs. System notification, therefore, a level 1 trainee clerk possesses a vast spiritual world and extremely high work efficiency. Your spirit and constitution attributes have been slightly increased. System notification. As a clerk, you must also understand the importance of balancing work and rest. If you bury your head in work non-stop, you will become listless. Not only will efficiency drop, but your spirit will also decrease. Gains. Spirit increased by 2 points. Constitution increased by 0.5%. New skill acquired, slacking off. Current attributes. Spirit, 9. Constitution, 9. Strength, 12. Agility, 10.5. Mongshu blinked, staring at the number. Strength did not increase, but spirit went up by 2 points. Not bad. No wonder I am feeling more and more energetic. He tapped on the system. Slacking off. Confused, he murmured. Slacking off. System notification. Slacking off. Level 1. Cannot be upgraded. Description. Secretly slack off during work, reducing the frequency of your supervisor noticing you. When multiple people are present, their attention is prioritized on others' work progress, ignoring your own. Passive skill. Can be manually deactivated. Will automatically reactivate the next time you enter a working state. Mongshu grinned to himself. This skill is kind of interesting, and I just happen to have 2 lovely colleagues. With them as unwitting guide dogs, my resource gathering is practically safe now. System notification. An employee's duty is to work diligently, triggering daily mission rewards, a certain amount of profession experience, points, and cash, depends on work duration and progress. Mongshu groaned. It is the end of the world, and I still have to work? Is there any justice in this world? Any law? My golden finger is way too shabby. He pressed a button on his computer with exaggerated despair. Forget it. I might as well go to work. Even if there is news from the outside world, it will not stop me. Minutes, or maybe hours later, a notification appeared. System notification. It is quitting time. You have worked hard today. It is now time to clock out. Complete today's clock out. Mission rewards. Clerk profession experience +1. Points +5. Cash +5,000. Mongshu stretched his arms dramatically. What a torturous and grueling day. He pressed the timekeeper. Clock out successful. Suddenly, a stack of $100 bills appeared in front of him. Mongshu squinted at the money. What in the world is this cash even for? System notification. You can use cash for the lottery. 10,000 per spin. The first 10 pull guarantees a special grand prize. Mongshu's eyes sparkled. Talk about perfect timing. Pull, pull, pull. He pressed X10. 10 pull initiated. System notification. Drawing. System notification. Congratulations. You have received Master Kong instant noodles ×4, Hawawa mineral water ×3, 1 high-end suit, wrench ×1, bodyguard type talent ×1. Mongshu scratched his head. Bodyguard type talent? What is that? System notification, bodyguard type talent. After using this item, a veteran bodyguard will appear by a fortunate coincidence within a 3-kilometer radius of you. It is hoped that the host can hire them as soon as possible. Meng-Shu blinked. So it's just potential, not some pre-programmed super loyal expert. Huh. He pressed the button with determination. Use it. Come on. Give me an expert. Meng-Shu said to himself, judging by this system's usual antics. Do I really have to start a company? I might even be able to unlock a new quest. As Meng-Shu ate his noodles, he nodded. Right. If I am going to do this, then I am going to go big. I will work overtime to level up my skills and become my own boss. The peak of my life is waiting for me. After finishing his meal, Meng-Shu leaned back and said, burp. Just then, Meng-Shu saw a notification and muttered to himself, an intruder has ignored the access control and broken into the office building? A system notification appeared. Within the Forbidden Loser's immortal dwelling, you are currently facing the human realm. Brave one, please step forward to protect the company's property, which must not be desecrated. Of course, your personal safety is the top priority. If your safety cannot be guaranteed, then a perfect life is nothing but nonsense. Quest triggered. Protect company property. Quest rewards. Assignable attribute points +1. Points +5. Assignable class experience +5. Cash +50,000. Meng-Shu slammed the table. This company is my home. I absolutely will not allow anyone to take away my property. Meanwhile, Brother Jean and Brother Yellow Hair were stacking boxes against the door. Brother Jean said, we finally shook off those blasted things. That blasted girl, Huang Jiai, screamed and dragged all the zombies over here. Brother Yellow Hair asked nervously, Brother Jean, what do we do now? Fudge! Brother Jean spat. All the food was in that jerk Joe's backpack. We dropped everything while escaping. Search the place, see if there is anything useful left in this office building. You got it, brother, Brother Yellow Hair replied. You go first, Brother Jean said. Huh? Brother Yellow Hair froze. Stop dawdling. I will cover our rear. Aren't you happy about that? Oh, okay, brother, Brother Yellow Hair replied weakly. Inside, he muttered to himself, cover our rear, my donkey. Easy for you to say. He pulled out his knife, sweat dripping down his face as he prepared to fight. Suddenly, he froze. Brother Jean barked, why did you chicken out again? I think I heard footsteps, Brother Yellow Hair whispered. It could not be zombies, right? Zombies, my donkey, Brother Jean scoffed. If it were zombies, they would have rushed down already after all our talking. It is probably just some other survivors in this building. Let us go up, try our luck, and maybe have some fun while we are at it. Okay, Brother Yellow Hair said. As he peeked around the corner, his eyes widened, and sweat poured down his face. He saw Meng-Shu. Meng-Shu smiled politely. Hello there. Brother Yellow Hair stumbled backward in shock and slammed into Brother Jean. Hey kid, Brother Jean said, narrowing his eyes. How many people are up there? Got any food? Inside, he sneered. Just an office worker, skinny as a bean sprout. Meng-Shu replied calmly. This is a private company. Trespassing is prohibited. Did the security guards downstairs not stop you? He sighed inwardly. Darn it. I really need to get the property locks changed and manage the property management company properly. Looking at Brother Jean and Brother Yellow Hair, Meng-Shu continued, according to the law, you're trespassing. He coughed lightly. Ahem. Anyway, it is illegal. If you do not believe me, I can go get Lawyer Zhang Wei from the 13th floor to have a talk with you. It is not too late to leave now. You do not want to end up crying behind bars. Brother Jean and Brother Yellow Hair trembled. Brother Jean sneered. You fool. You really have no idea what it is like outside, do you? Cut the nonsense and lead the way. I am hungry. He pointed his baseball bat at Meng-Shu. Meng-Shu sighed. You refuse the toast. Now you will drink the penalty. Looks like it is time to teach you 2 pieces of trash a lesson. He shouted down the hallway. Manager Zhang, Chi Wei, hurry up. The security guards are useless. You are our only hope. His voice echoed loudly. Brother Jean roared. What are you spacing out for? Take him out first. There are more people upstairs. Ah, right. Brother Yellow Hair shouted as they charged at Meng-Shu. Do not blame me, Brother Yellow Hair yelled. Life and death are fated. Wealth and honor are in the... Before he could finish, Meng-Shu swung his wrench. The knife flew out of Brother Yellow Hair's hand. Meng-Shu struck him squarely with the wrench, sending him flying into the wall. Spinning the wrench skillfully, Meng-Shu said, Heavens! Right now, I am the heavens. Brother Jean twirled his baseball bat mockingly. You have got some skills, but Suddenly he froze when he saw Chi Wei and Manager Zhang approaching. Do not worry, Meng Shu said calmly. I dipped the wrench in iodine. This way we disinfect as we fight. Absolutely no risk of infection. He pointed the wrench forward. Brother, you have chosen the path of death. Meng Shu grinned to himself. I finally got a chance to say that line. Meng Shu stood calmly beside Chi Wei and Manager Zhang Tao. Brother Wang Zhan's eyes widened in shock. Holy guacamole, zombies. Without hesitation, he turned and bolted. The yellow-haired boy was knocked off balance, tumbling to the ground. He scrambled up, drenched in sweat, staring at Meng Shu, Chi Wei, and Manager Zhang Tao in terror. Then he panicked and ran as well. Brother, wait for me. Like heck I will wait, Brother Wang Zhan shouted back. Meng Shu watched them flee and said coldly, You are not allowed to leave. You must face the judgment of the law. He pointed sharply down the hallway. Go, Manager Zhang, Chi Wei. Suddenly, Chi Wei and Manager Zhang Tao turned around. They stood still, silent. Meng Shu broke into a cold sweat. He sighed inwardly. I forgot. They are disgusted with me. I am blocking the stairwell entrance, and those two absolutely do not want to get near me. At that moment, Brother Wang Zhan suddenly grabbed the wrist of the yellow-haired boy. Wait, he said sharply. Brother, what are you doing? The yellow-haired boy cried. We need to escape. Brother Wang Zhan stared at Meng Shu with trembling eyes. Why are the zombies not biting you? Meng Shu began walking down the stairs slowly. Each step echoed. Brother Wang Zhan and the yellow-haired boy felt their scalps tingle. What are you? Brother Wang Zhan shouted. Meng Shu stopped. I have always interacted with you as an ordinary person, he said calmly. But I never expected to receive the cold shoulder in return. Fine then. I will stop pretending. I am the company's public security activist. I am laying my cards on the table. The yellow-haired boy nearly collapsed. Brother, what do we do? Brother Wang Zhan narrowed his eyes. Go take a look. The two zombies he has do not attack people. What? The yellow-haired boy shouted. I am not going. If anyone is going, it is you. Do you take me for an idiot? Brother Wang Zhan glanced at the window. This is the 3rd floor. Jumping down is not guaranteed death. The yellow-haired boy looked outside and nearly cried. Shoot. If the sound of jumping attracts more zombies, we are finished. A swarm of zombies shuffled aimlessly through the street below. Brother Wang Zhan clenched his teeth and roared, Blast it! I will fight you to the death. He charged forward, raising his baseball bat. Meng Shu calmly released the ropes restraining Chi Wei and Manager Zhang Tao. Everyone saw it, he said flatly. This is justifiable self-defense. Manager Zhang Tao suddenly lunged forward. Brother Wang Zhan swung the bat with all his strength and struck Manager Zhang Tao's head. The bat stopped by Manager Zhang Tao's face. Brother Wang Zhan froze in disbelief. Before he could react, Meng Shu hurled his wrench. The baseball bat flew from Brother Wang Zhan's hands. Manager Zhang Tao did not hesitate. He leaped forward. Brother Wang Zhan's mind went blank. It is over. I am finished. Manager Zhang Tao devoured him. Meng Shu casually picked at his ear. I told you not to barge in, he said. Did you really think I was joking about being a public security activist? Besides that, he continued, annoyed, I am also a sanitation activist. I will have to clean up your blood later. So troublesome. He glanced at the twitching remains. Still moving. Still moving? With a scrawny body like that, you dared to swing a baseball bat? He turned sharply toward the yellow-haired boy. You over there. If you dare to run, I will send Manager Zhang to bite you to death. The yellow-haired boy trembled violently. He dropped to the ground, covering his head. Mom, the vicious public security activist is abusing his authority. Abusing his zombie authority to beat up Wang Zhan. Meng Shu suddenly sighed. I want to go home. I think I went a little too far with the self-defense. I need to reflect. He rubbed his forehead. How about this? I will help you call 120. You, he pointed. Call 110. Get the police station involved. I will go upstairs to find my lawyer defense later. See you in court. He frowned. I told you to call 110. Are your ears stuffed with donkey hair? Yes, brother, the yellow-haired boy cried. Inside, he screamed silently. Mom, I have run into a psycho. I called. He sobbed. Brother, I am sorry. I did not mean to break in. I was wrong, really wrong. It was all Wang Zhan. It was his fault. He killed someone before. He should be the one judged. I was forced by him. Mongshu looked at him cold. If apologies worked, he said, what would be the point of order? Get lost. Scram. I cannot be bothered to do it myself. He glanced at the window. It is the 3rd floor. The fall will not kill you. Brother Yellow Hair suddenly jumped out of the window. As he fell, he caught a glimpse of the ground rushing up to meet him. Inside, Mongshu said to Brother Jean, you are really severely hurt. There is no choice. We will have to let a great beauty like Chi-Wei take care of you. You are a lucky guy. I have to get back to work. I will see you in a bit. He stood up, stretched, waved goodbye, and walked away. Chi-Wei and Manager Zhang immediately started to feast on Brother Jean. A few moments later, Mongshu opened the door and placed several flyers on the table. He said, grab some flyers, then go talk with lawyer Zhang. That should be about it for today, right? A system notification sounded. Because you fed her, Chi-Wei's impression of you has improved. Favorability, 20. Game Master Wei's current favorability is 80 points. We hope you will continue to work hard to raise her favorability from negative to positive and win over a female confidant. Another system notification followed. Because you fed him, Ziming Tad's impression of you has improved. Favorability increased by 20. Zhang Tao's current favorability is 60 points. Good interpersonal relationships are the starting point of a perfect life. Mongshu suddenly stopped, shocked and confused. He flew into a rage, ripping the flyers apart as he shouted, who told you to develop feelings for me? Fudge, what is going on? Who the fudge fed you? I will grill them. He took a deep breath. This will not do. I need to go have a good talk with Manager Zhang and Chi-Wei and get them to calm down. The last thing I need is for them to like me. Suddenly, Mongshu froze and looked at the notification panel again. A system notification said, as the saying goes, great towers are built from the ground up. A perfect life requires arduous struggle to achieve a perfect harvest. Working for others will never be as good as starting your own business. Respected host, if you truly need a perfect life, then try starting your own business. Mission triggered. Start a business. Mission reward. Depending on the scale of the business, you can obtain freely distributable professional experience, skill points, attribute points, as well as points and cash. Note, this is a long-term mission. The larger the company, the richer the rewards. Mongshu muttered, I just thought about starting a business a moment ago, and you pop up with a related mission. Are you using big data to monitor my life or something? He said to himself, maybe I can find a spot outside to set up a stall and sell stir-fried beef noodles. And maybe some Jianbing guozi and egg-filled pancakes on the side. That seems like a good option. Zombies do not eat this stuff anyway, right? Forget it, forget it. Another system notification appeared. The supervisor on the 12th floor still has not moved his car from the parking space. This is a sign of contempt for you and for Zhonglin Floronics Technology Company, Limited. Your dignity cannot be trampled on. A perfect life is not one where you let people push you around. Dear host, please teach Wangshang International a lesson. Mission triggered, a lesson. Mission requirement, manage a service company. Defeat Wangshang International head-on and surpass Wangshang International in the rankings of Heking City's customer service industry. Reduce Wangshang International's staff by US and completely bankrupt the company. Let all of Heking City know that the emperor of the customer service industry has returned. Mission reward, distributable professional experience. Distributable attribute points. Points, 10. Cash, 1 million. Mongshu sighed and held his head. Then he smiled. All right, he said. You have laid it all out for me. Step 1, knock some sense into Manager Zhang and Chi-Wei. Step 2, go upstairs and reduce Wangshang International staff by 60%. By which I mean layoff. After all, layoffs are one way to reduce staff. A few moments later, Mongshu stopped walking. He turned to Chi-Wei and Manager Zhang and shouted, go! Mongshu leaped toward the zombies with his wrench. Together with Chi-Wei and Manager Zhang, he charged forward, slashing and dismembering every zombie in their path. When the dust finally settled, Mongshu was still holding his wrench. He looked at Chi-Wei and Manager Zhang standing at a distance. Still, Mongshu said, that is over a dozen employees laid off. He glanced around and added, that is enough for today. There are too many employees next door. I will deal with them after I level up in a few days. Mongshu picked up his wrench and scratched his head. Walking ahead, he said, all right, everyone, let us go. In another scene, inside a cubicle in the ladies' room, Shen Zhaozhao hugged her stomach. So hungry, she muttered as her stomach growled. She whispered to herself, Mr. Salesman, why did you stop coming? Come back. As she cried, Mongshu suddenly shouted, Zombie brothers, I am back. Have you considered buying a house this time? Odata Real Estate has once again developed a new residential area. No need to worry about unfinished buildings or pre-sold properties. Shen Zhaozhao froze in shock. She slowly turned her head, trembling in fear, as Mengshu continued speaking. Do not worry. Odata Real Estate is the largest real estate company in our hacking city. Think about it. As zombies, are you not tired of commuting every day? Do you not need a nice residential area? Shen Zhaozhao covered her mouth. Her body shook as she reached for the cubicle door. Crying softly, she said to herself, "My goodness, he heard my call, did he not?" She slowly opened the door and peeked outside. Suddenly, she froze completely. Outside, Mengshu was rampaging through the zombies, cutting them down one after another. Shen Zhaozhao trembled even harder and thought to herself, No, do not do this to my idol. He is my only hope. Mengshu continued slaughtering the zombies, swinging his spear with terrifying force. Well, Mengshu said calmly. So eager to see the new homes? Then do not push. Form a line one by one. Shen Zhaozhao stared blankly and muttered, "Huh." Sweat poured down her face as blood splattered everywhere. Suddenly, Mengshu stomped the floor with his spear and turned around. He is so scary, Shen Zhaozhao thought. Is he human or? At that moment, Mengshu looked directly in her direction. Shen Zhaozhao was shocked and confused. She hurriedly covered her mouth, then subconsciously struck a slightly seductive pose out of sheer panic. Mengshu slowly walked toward her and stopped at the door. He reached out and said calmly, "Ma'am, are you interested in swimming and fitness, legal disputes, or pre-sale properties?" A system notification sounded, "Class Clerk, Level 2. Mengshu stepped inside and looked down at Shen Zhaozhao, who was sitting on the floor. Are you still alive?" Shen Zhaozhao asked shakily. Mengshu smiled. He pulled out a stack of flyers and waved them proudly. Great. I found a living person. We hit the jackpot, family. At the law firm. Shen Zhaozhao sat nervously on the couch and said, "Hello, lawyer Zhang Wei. My name is Shen Zhaozhao. I am 24 years old, a graduate of Modu University, majoring in Chinese language and literature. I came here to ask for legal advice. I have a friend." Attorney Zhang Wei, who had clearly been badly beaten, trembled violently. Shen Zhaozhao glanced at Mengshu and hesitated. Mengshu casually played with his wrench. Chi Wei and manager Zhang stood behind him, striking strange and unsettling poses. Shen Zhaozhao's heart nearly stopped. She thought to herself, "Mommy, how is he controlling zombies?" Mengshu stood up. Shen Zhaozhao looked at him nervously. "No, seriously," Mengshu said. "Speak up. Why are you staring at me? Is the answer written on my face or something? Is this really the level of a Modu University graduate? It feels worse than a vocational college." I will speak," Shen Zhaozhao cried. "I have a friend." She was at work and was being suppressed by her boss. And then the boss bit her. A system notification appeared. The distributed flyer attracted a customer. You received cash, 1,000. Flyer distributor profession experience +1. Flyer distribution complete. Mission reward. Profession experience +1. Cash, 10,000. Points +2. Your profession can be upgraded. Profession upgrade successful. Current profession level. Flyer distributor, level 3, 0 out of 20. You gained 0.5 agility, 0.5 constitution, 0.5 strength. Current attributes, spirit, 9, constitution, 10, strength, 13, agility, 11.5. Mengshu nodded in satisfaction. Good job. You're Shen Zhaozhao, right? You did very well today. From now on, come find lawyer Zhang for legal advice once a day. If you have time, you can also check out the swimming and fitness center or the new housing pre-sales. Shen Zhaozhao burst into tears. You are so nice. Mengshu added casually, by the way, did you pay? Pay? Shen Zhaozhao asked in confusion, tears and snot running down her face. Yes, pay up, Mengshu said seriously. Does legal advice not cost money? Look, it clearly says 200 an hour up there. You chatted for half an hour. Remember to leave 200 for lawyer Zhang, Attorney Zhang Wei cried with an extremely ugly expression. Shen Zhaozhao nodded vigorously. You are absolutely right, Mengshu said. By the way, Shen Zhaozhao, I am planning to start a business. Your company does not seem to be doing very well, right? Are you interested in working for me? Shen Zhaozhao hesitated. She wiped her nose and thought to herself, he looks unstable but still more normal than the zombies. And he takes down zombies in one hit. At least he can protect me. She straightened up and said aloud, "Hello, boss. My name is Shen Zhaozhao. I would like to join your company." She bowed deeply. A system notification appeared. "Host, please note. Creating a company is not just about lip service. You need complete business licenses and proper procedures. Due to the perfect plot of My Perfect Life, you only need to visit the relevant agencies to process everything smoothly. Please proceed to the Industry and Commerce Bureau, Housing Authority, Public Security Bureau, Technical Supervision Bureau, Tax Bureau, and the bank to complete the necessary procedures. Of course, everything can be expedited and simplified. You temporarily possess company authority. Please complete all procedures within 7 days. Otherwise, it will be deemed your first entrepreneurial failure. Company. Please enter company nickname. Chairman, Meng Shu. Employees, 3. Departments, none. Current company address, 4th floor Science and Innovation Building, number 32. Nanhei District, Heking City. Employee list, Chi Wei, position unknown, suspected security. Zhang Tao, position unknown, suspected security. Shen Zhaozhao, position unknown. Please immediately establish salary and benefits. Good benefits increase employee cohesion and a sense of belonging, Meng Shu said angrily. System, you are being a pain in the donkey. This is the apocalypse. Why do I still have to go to relevant departments for paperwork? Are you unwell? He waved his hand. Let us go back to the 4th floor. We are a startup. There is a lot to do. Yes, boss, Shen Zhaozhao replied immediately. As Meng Shu muttered some incomprehensible gibberish, Shen Zhaozhao nodded seriously. Okay, boss. Attorney Zhang Wei listened nearby, sweating profusely. A few moments later, Meng Shu handed Shen Zhaozhao a bottle of cola. I thought about it on the way back, Meng Shu said. Let us call the company Peace and Order. A system notification sounded. Naming successful. Shen Zhaozhao gave him a thumbs up. Boss, that is a great name. Meng Shu sighed emotionally. As the saying goes, learning the hardships of the world at a young age. I, Meng Shu, have not even graduated yet. I am still in the first week of my internship, and I already own my own business. I am truly a winner in life. Boss, you are amazing, Shen Zhaozhao said sincerely. Her stomach suddenly growled. Meng Shu noticed and pointed at a pyramid of instant cup noodles. Hungry, huh? Grab some instant noodles over there. It is all cheap stuff anyway. Shen Zhaozhao's eyes sparkled. Boss, you are the best. A few moments later, she began devouring the food. Halfway through, she suddenly stopped and thought to herself, is this what happiness feels like? She quietly enjoyed drinking the soup. Meng Shu sat down and said, I now appoint you as the company clerk. Later, use that computer to print a labor dispatch contract. Just say that our Peace and Order Group signed an agreement with Jiangling Technology Company, Limited, and now you are going to work for Jiangling Technology. Understood? He continued, your daily work is just making spreadsheets and similar tasks. Shen Zhaozhao thought blankly, it is the apocalypse, and I am making spreadsheets? Meng Shu suddenly leaned closer. You cannot use Excel? Shen Zhaozhao broke into a cold sweat. I can. Okay, boss. All right, Meng Shu said. Those two outside are your colleagues. The one with half a face is Chi Wei. The flat-headed one is Zhang Tao. Chi Wei used to be the board secretary of Red Star Moving Company, and Zhang Tao was a manager at Jiangling Technology. Outside, Chi Wei and manager Zhang were doing strange stretching exercises. They both felt their original companies had no future, Meng Shu continued, so they came to work at Peace and Order. At that moment, Chi Wei and Zhang Tao suddenly tried to strike seductive poses toward Shen Zhaozhao. Meng Shu added calmly, right now, I reckon they are serving as security guards. I have them watching the door. You just focus on your work. He paused, then said seriously, the two colleagues in the security department are not very friendly. I suggest you do not chat with them for too long, and there is no need to get cozy with them. I will not be responsible if your colleagues eat you. He thought for a moment. Though maybe I could help. You file a labor arbitration lawsuit and condemn them severely. Shen Zhaozhao stared blankly and thought to herself, I must have actually died in the bathroom, right? Everything I am hearing and seeing now must be the afterlife. Meng Shu frowned. What are you staring at? Eat up and get to work, Meng Shu said. This workstation used to be mine, but I am being generous and gifting it to you. I hope you work hard and strive to become the company's first manager soon. Shen Zhaozhao nodded vigorously. Boss, I will work hard. That is the spirit, Meng Shu replied. Shen Zhaozhao immediately started typing, her fingers flying across the keyboard with practiced ease. A system notification appeared. Shen Zhaozhao working. Meng Shu nodded approvingly. You have got potential. He continued, "You work here. I have to go to the Bureau of Industry and Commerce and the bank to handle some paperwork." Shen Zhaozhao kept typing without pause. "We are a legitimate company after all," Meng Shu added. "Paperwork needs to be in order. We cannot stay a fly-by-night operation forever." Shen Zhaozhao muttered to herself, "It is the end of the world, boss." "Oh, right," Meng Shu said casually. "I will be gone for a few days. I reckon a high-tier talent will be coming to join us soon. If he comes, make sure to show him some hospitality. Just do not let him beat our 2 colleagues to death, got it?" Yeah, got it," Shen Zhaozhao replied. "A high-level bodyguard type," Meng Shu said dreamily. "In this environment, that is just too important. Ah, my business empire is truly booming." A system notification rang out. Startup success. Current main project. Customer service industry. Obtained. Allocatable experience, +5. Allocatable attribute points, +1. Allocatable skill points, +1. Cash, 100,000. Note: due to the large amount of currency, it is temporarily stored in the system. If the host needs to withdraw it, it will appear in the form of cash. Meng Shu's eyes burned brightly. Assign attribute points. Put the point into strength. A system notification followed. Host, Meng Shu, profession, intern clerk, level 1, 3 out of 20. Flyer distributor, level 3, 0 out of 20. Chairman, level 0, 0 out of 50. Attributes, spirit, 9, constitution, 10.1, strength, 14, agility, 11.5. Accumulated allocatable skill points, 1. Accumulated allocatable profession experience, 5 points, 10. Total assets, 162,000 yuan. Skills, slacking off, profession skill. Reading the room, profession skill. Great skyscrapers rise from the ground up, Meng Shu declared proudly. As chairman, I will definitely lead this company into the Fortune 500. Please believe in me. Shen Zhaozhao continued typing. At the same time, she secretly sent messages to her friends. The boss's mental state seems abnormal. Registering a company in the apocalypse is one thing, but he wants to handle paperwork too. What can I do? What should I do? What to do? Waiting online, it is urgent. Sweat dripped down her face as she kept typing. She glanced around and noticed Qi Wei and manager Zhang staring at her. Shen Zhaozhao immediately turned back to her screen, sweating even harder as she continued waiting online for urgent advice. Meanwhile, Meng Zhu walked toward the stairs. Keep it low profile, he muttered. The Cullinan is too flashy. I will drive the little Bin instead. He clicked the key fob. Little Bin, where are you? A red car suddenly unlocked with a beep. Meng Zhu walked over and tapped the door lightly. A system notification appeared. Starting a business is hard. Insufficient company assets are deeply affecting everything. To help the host solve funding issues as soon as possible, a special part-time activity has been launched. You have obtained the temporary part-time job. DD driver temporary. Triggered mission, DD driver. Mission rewards, some allocatable profession experience. Some points, some cash. Suddenly, figures rushed out and surrounded Meng Shu, leaping toward him. Meng Shu smirked. A system notification sounded. A beautiful life starts with facing everything with a smile. Please keep smiling, host. Lady Luck is watching over you. Being polite might bring unexpected gains. Meng Shu slashed them out of the air in one smooth motion. Be polite, he shouted excitedly. He squinted. Is that not Uncle Wang? Thanks for your hard work, patrolling the underground parking lot at noon. Phew, how did you know I started a company and became a boss? Someone hurriedly covered the eyes of a nearby girl. Meng Shu suddenly looked in another direction. Is that not old Zhao? They immediately turned and ran. Meng Shu chased after them. A few moments later, he stopped and leaned on his spear, sweating heavily. Goodness, Meng Shu panted. Going to work is really tiring. Phew, so many zombies. If they did not come to hit me, handing out flyers to them would be so satisfying. He turned and walked back, muttering, Anyone calling a Didi? Opening the car door, he added, True, looking for passengers in a garage. Is that not completely redundant? Meng Shu grabbed the steering wheel. The engine roared, flames bursting briefly from the exhaust, and the red car sped away into the darkness. Father shook the medicine bottle in his hand. It was empty. He placed it slowly on the table, his hands trembling with frustration. His jaw tightened as he gritted his teeth. A few moments later, he walked into the bedroom. His daughter lay on the bed, her skin drenched in sweat. Qi Wei stood beside her, holding a thermometer. Her temperature was 39.3 degrees. Qi Wei said softly, The fever still is not going down. The desperate father swallowed. The medicine. It is all ready. Qi Wei broke down, sobbing. What do we do? The desperate father sighed heavily, sweat forming on his brow. Chi-Wei, he said, I am going out for a bit. The thermometer slipped from Chi-Wei's hand and clattered onto the floor. Do not go out, she cried. Outside is all. There is chaos out there. The desperate father held her head gently and said, Chi-Wei, at this point, we have to take a risk. I am leaving. Take care of the child. Chi-Wei trembled. You have to be careful. On the bed, their daughter stirred, sweat soaking the sheets as she whispered weakly, Dad. A few moments later, outside, zombies lurked through the streets. The desperate father leaned against a car, gasping for breath. After running for barely half an hour, he already felt half dead. Sigh. Getting old really stinks, he muttered to himself. Suddenly, a man shouted, Do not chase me. Ah, please, I do not want to die. The man sprinted straight toward the desperate father. He suddenly leaped, slid past him and kicked backward, striking the desperate father squarely in the face. The desperate father crashed onto the road. I am sorry, the man shouted in panic. I do not want to die. Help me out. Groaning in pain, the desperate father said, What in the world? Then he saw it. Zombies were chasing the man, and now they were staring directly at him on the ground. It is over, he thought. Suddenly, a red Mercedes-Benz roared down the street. The car plowed into the zombies surrounding him. The desperate father raised his arms to shield his face as blood splattered across the road. Through the chaos, he saw the driver, Mongshu. Mongshu rolled down the window and called out cheerfully, Buddy, need a DD ride? If it is close, I can even give you the base fare. A system notification appeared. First order reward, cash, 3,000 yuan. Current company funds, 167,000 yuan. Notice, the 3 employees under your company require a minimum monthly salary of 10,000 yuan each. Your current total monthly payroll expenditure is 40,000 yuan. Details, Chi-Wei, 10,000 yuan per month. Jiangshu, 10,000 yuan per month. Shen Zhaozhao, 20,000 yuan per month. A perfect life requires being a harmonious and friendly boss who provides ample economic conditions for employees. Be generous. With a monthly salary above 10,000 yuan, employees will not defect. You may manually lower salaries, but this may trigger negative effects such as wage disputes or job hopping. Please proceed with caution. Blast it, Mengshu muttered. I was just talking nonsense and it actually gave Shen Zhaozhao 20,000. And why do those 2 zombies each have a monthly salary of 10,000? Sigh. At the office, Shen Zhaozhao suddenly stopped typing. She sneezed loudly. She then looked awkwardly at Manager Zhang and Chi-Wei as mucus dripped from her nose. Manager Zhang and Chi-Wei stared back at her in silence. Outside, Mongshu stepped out of the car and asked cautiously, Mister, what do you do for work and where are you heading? I am a human resources manager at a brewery, the man replied. My child is sick. I am looking for a pharmacy to buy medicine. Your child is sick? Mongshu said seriously. That is no small matter. You cannot delay this. Why did you not drive your own car? The economy has been bad recently, the man said bitterly. I sold it. Besides, driving makes too much noise. It attracts zombies easily. He thought to himself, what is this situation? The economy really is terrible, Mongshu sighed. Even a company boss like me has to come out and drive to make money. Otherwise, I cannot even pay wages. The desperate father stared at him in shock and confusion. Mengshu extended his hand and cleared his throat. Since you asked, I will not pretend anymore. That is right, I am the chairman of Peace and Order. Are you interested in working for my company? I can give you He paused, then corrected himself. 3,000, high salary, food and housing included. The desperate father stared blankly, sweat running down his face. We are a legitimate company, Mongshu continued earnestly. I am actually on my way to the Bureau of Industry and Commerce to handle paperwork. There is a pharmacy nearby. Since this is a carpool, how about you get off there? Setting up a company is such a hassle, Mongshu complained. So many departments. Why can they not streamline everything into one? The desperate father thought. This driver's mental state seems a bit off. Did the apocalypse break his mind? Still, it is better to live poorly than to die. They shook hands. The man said carefully. Can we go to the pharmacy first? It is not far. Good. Mongshu laughed loudly. Let us have a nice chat on the way. Ha ha ha. The desperate father muttered to himself. I feel like I am losing my mind too. Mongshu glanced at the rearview mirror and asked casually. So, where does your kid go to school? How are the grades? As he spoke, the car slammed into several zombies standing in front of them. People these days are so restless, Mongshu complained. Look at them, lining up along the roadside, all wanting a ride. Can they not see that I am already full? He rolled down the window and punched a zombie squarely in the face. Stop following me. he shouted. We are full. Wait for the next one. This is a private ride. I do not accept carpooling. He raised a finger at them before pulling the window back up. The desperate father thought to himself, this young man has only survived 3 days out here, and the pressure is already this intense. Blast it. Will this world ever get any better? Meng Shu sped off. Suddenly he slammed on the brakes. The desperate father lurched forward and smacked into the windshield. What is wrong? He asked nervously. Did something happen? Meng Shu calmly lit a cigarette. No. Then he added, waiting for the red light. He nodded toward the traffic signal. It was red. At once, zombies surged toward the car, slapping their hands against the doors and windows. These guys are way too rude, Meng Shu muttered. Sweat poured down the desperate father's face. Let us just go. What if they break in? It is the end of the world. Waiting for traffic lights can be put on hold, right? Can you be a little more law-abiding? Meng Shu cried indignantly. Do you not know that running a red light deducts 6 points and costs a 200 yuan fine? The desperate father froze. Why did I get into this car? Why? He screamed internally. The light turned yellow. Meng Shu suddenly spun the wheels. The light turned green. The car shot forward, sending zombies flying in all directions. Nice driving, the desperate father said weakly. Meng Shu smirked. Of course, I am a 10-year veteran of speed drifters. Do you know what a nitrous boost is? He suddenly looked into the rearview mirror. Huh? What is it? The desperate father asked. There is an Audi following us, Meng Shu said casually. Bro, the desperate father whispered in panic. What do you think he wants? Could he be another rideshare driver trying to steal your customers? It is the apocalypse, Meng Shu replied. Where would you even find rideshare cars? It is either survivors trying to rob us, novels always say that, or... The desperate father thought, so you can talk normally after all, or what? He asked. Or the zombies I took out in the parking lot did not actually die, Meng Shu said seriously, and now they are driving over to get revenge. Blast it. Zombies daring to chase me? I will stop later and grill them. The desperate father broke into a cold sweat. I should just reincarnate. This world has gone completely mad. I think zombies probably cannot drive, he said weakly. You are right, Meng Shu nodded. Zombies cannot drive, so it must be people. Let us trick them and see what they want. Suddenly, Meng Shu squinted at the distance. What is it now, bro? The desperate father asked. A system notification appeared. Talent detection. High-tier bodyguard detected within 3 kilometers of your location. Meng Shu frowned. Could it be the person in the Audi? No, that car is too close. I would have been notified earlier. The desperate father pointed ahead. Bro, look. Up ahead, a massive muscular zombie was tearing into a man, chewing on his leg. Another system notification flashed. Class, Strength and Type Variant Zombie. Level 3. The variant zombie snapped the man's other leg with a sickening crack. Are you kidding me? Meng Shu shouted. Do not tell me this is the high-tier bodyguard. System, go grill yourself. Bro, the desperate father said urgently. What do we do? Run it over my foot, Meng Shu snapped. Our priority is business and getting the medicine. The variant zombie roared and charged straight at the car. Meng Shu slammed both the brake and the accelerator, yanked the handbrake, and drifted hard. The car slid sideways as the variant zombie smashed its fist into the road, cracking the asphalt. Meng Shu thought, I might be unhinged, but I am not stupid. That thing is not something we can handle. He sped away. Suddenly, another car arrived. Following that car really keeps the road clear, a man said cheerfully. His wife clutched the seat. Hubby, maybe we should go around. I am scared. Did you not see that car running over zombies the whole way here? He laughed. What is there to be afraid of? He grinned. Charge. The Audi accelerated straight toward the variant zombie. The zombie slowly turned around and stared at them with chilling focus. Back in the red car, the desperate father swallowed hard. Bro, what was that just now? It felt different from the others. What else could it be? Meng Shu said calmly. The high-tier bodyguard. Huh? The desperate father froze. Bodyguard. The variant zombie leaped. It slammed into the Audi. The car exploded violently. Casually drove his Ben along a deserted street. A few moments later, they arrived at their destination. Scan or cash? Meng Shu asked. Zhang Lunping took out his card and said, Is a card acceptable? The personal identification number is 6 sixes. There are 30,000 inside. I do not know whether money is even useful at a time like this, but... Thank you. Meng Shu replied calmly. It is still useful. After all, I still have to pay my employees' wages. A system notification sounded. DD driver. First order completed. Allocatable profession experience points +3. Cash +1,000. Free attribute points +0.5. Put everything into strength, Mengshu said. Zhang Lunping thought to himself, although his mental state is unstable, he is still a reliable psycho. If it were not for him, I would have died just now. As long as I follow him, I should be able to survive for a very long time. With firm conviction, Zhang Lunping asked, Boss, how many employees do you have over there? Is there enough food? Sweat formed on his brow as he added hesitantly, Mengshu glanced at him. You want to join my company? Then give me a brief self-introduction. I will evaluate you. My name is Zhang Lunping, he said. I am 35 years old this year. I previously served as the Human Resources Manager at Heking Brewery. Before that, I studied as an electrician. Later, through various coincidences, I gradually became a human resources professional, an electrician, Mengshu murmured. Electricians were good. The company was starting from scratch, so it needed talent exactly like this. My wife and child are still at home, Zhang Lunping said nervously. I do not know whether I can bring them along as well. You can, Mengshu replied without hesitation. We will arrange for them to enter the company and work together. A system notification appeared. Child labor is prohibited. It does not count as employment if I do not pay money, correct? Mengshu asked seriously. No problem, he continued. We welcome your entire family to the company. Another system notification followed. Detected that Zhang Lunping has a strong desire to work for this company. The host has agreed to the entry request for him and his wife. Please negotiate the salary for Zhang Lunping and his wife, Zhou Yani. What are your expectations for salary? Mengshu asked. Chairman Meng, Zhang Lunping said earnestly. I do not want wages. I only want to work quietly and give my best effort. Mengshu was shocked and ecstatic. Excellent, he said, gripping Zhang Lunping's hands. You are extremely important to the company. A system notification sounded again. Please note that this company has minimum wage requirements. Mengshu's expression suddenly turned ugly. He fell silent for a moment. What do you take our company for? He demanded. A slave owner's construction crew or a feudal dynasty? As a modern company, employees must receive reasonable compensation based on their labor. This is an immutable principle. Wages are mandatory. However, he continued, considering that you have just arrived and lack experience, I have decided to hire you as an intern. I will give you 8,000 per month as salary. How does that sound? Another system notification appeared. Intern employment guidelines. Interns may intern for a maximum of 3 months. After 3 months, if there are no major errors, they must be converted to full-time employees. Intern wages are slightly lower than those of official employees. Chairman Meng, Zhang Lunping said solemnly. I am willing to join the order group. Welcome to the company, Mengshu replied. From now on, the company is your home. They shook hands. I am afraid we cannot handle any more business today, Mengshu said. How about this? You go buy medicine for your daughter, and I will return to my rental unit first. We will meet at the Bureau of Industry and Commerce tomorrow, then return to the company together. We have not signed an employment contract yet. If you accidentally die, I will not be paying compensation. Pay attention to your own safety. He took out a kitchen cleaver. This is for legitimate self-defense. Do not break the law or violate discipline. Yes, Zhang Lunping said firmly. I will definitely abide by the law. He stepped out of the car, holding the cleaver, watching as Mengshu drove off. Looking down at the blade, Zhang Lunping muttered, I do not know why, but I suddenly feel much more at ease. At Mengshu's home, Mengshu arrived and entered the room. He removed his shirt and tossed it to the floor before jumping onto the bed. Warm neighbors, a warm-hearted self, and I even have my own company. My life can be this beautiful as well. Take a shower. Have a good sleep. Tomorrow will be another beautiful day. A system notification appeared. A perfect life starts with perfect sleep. After 3 days of struggle and hard work, a hot bath and proper rest could raise one's spirits 100-fold. Even sleeping brings rewards, Mengshu muttered as he stared at the ceiling. My life is simply too perfect. 2 days after finalizing the business registration procedures, Mengshu prepared to return to the company headquarters. As he sped off, Zhang Lunping drove ahead while Mengshu took out his phone. The news broadcast stated, the Heking City Citizens Self-Rescue Committee has officially commenced operations. Liu Song has been appointed as the General Chairman of the Self-Rescue Committee. Lu Funing has been appointed as the Commander-in-Chief of the committee's Special Response Corps. Disaster response. Liu Song, Lu Funing, the deputy magistrate of Tao County, and a retired battalion commander. Meng Shu thought to himself, it seems that the various regions had begun organizing their own corresponding squads, but Meng Shu frowned as he drove. Something just felt off, although he could not quite put his finger on where the problem lay. Suddenly his expression changed. Wait, I sensed a special talent nearby. Meng Shu looked out the window. Was that? Zombies slowly turned their heads toward the car. Meng Shu narrowed his eyes. That Audi, was that the same one that had been tailing me earlier? Stop the car, Meng Shu said suddenly. Zhang Lunping slammed on the brakes. Huh? Oh. He swallowed and glanced at the road ahead. There are quite a few zombies wandering around here. What is President Meng planning to do now? After a moment of hesitation, he clenched his fists. Forget it. I will just do whatever President Meng does. I only need to follow President Meng's lead. Meng Shu opened the car door and stepped out. Take a guess, he said calmly. What do you think this kid is doing? Zhang Lunping replied honestly. I have no idea. It is obvious at a glance, Meng Shu said. He is standing here waiting for a taxi. He casually pulled out an axe. The zombie stared at him. The metal blade scraped against the ground as Meng Shu dragged it forward. Then, he charged. The axe flashed. One zombie was split apart instantly. Meng Shu did not stop. He moved forward, slashing again and again, cutting through flesh and bone as if harvesting crops. Zhang Lunping stood frozen in place, his jaw dropping. Strong, he muttered. Ridiculous strength. This is practically a cheat code. Meng Shu stopped in front of a heavily damaged zombie. Hey buddy, he said casually. How much cash did you rake in today? The zombie tilted its head in confusion before letting out a hoarse growl. Oh, Meng Shu tilted his head. So you were not hitchhiking. You were actually the victim of a hit and run? Hang in there, he added calmly. Do not kick the bucket just yet. Meng Shu frowned slightly. This brother's legs appeared to be mending themselves, albeit very slowly. Do zombies possess self-healing abilities? Do not rush me, he said aloud. Can you not see that I am pondering a dilemma here? The axe swung again. This old iron zombie definitely has something inside him. He is fundamentally different from the others. Should I kill him and dissect the body to study this variant? Zhang Lunping got out of the car, his hands trembling. Even though the boss is mentally unstable, when it truly matters, he really steps up. He genuinely cares about his employees. Another swing. A limb was severed and tossed aside. Meng Shu kept attacking without hesitation. Zhang Lunping suddenly turned away and vomited. After a few moments, he wiped his mouth and spoke weakly. Even if we were not the ones who hit the zombie, doing this, is it not showing a slight disregard for the law? I thought we agreed not to do anything illegal. This is not a person, Meng Shu replied calmly. It is a zombie. Have the authorities released a zombie protection act that I do not know about? I just feel that something is wrong with this guy, so let me research it. This is scientific research. If I manage to discover a weakness, will they not be easier to deal with in the future? He put away the axe and took out a heavy wrench. Then he raised it. The wrench came down. With a sickening sound, the zombie's eyes popped loose. Zhang Lunping broke out in a cold sweat as he watched. A few moments later, Meng Shu crouched down, examining the remains. Then his eyes widened. Holy snap. Is that a zombie crystal? This is far too cliché. What is the actual use of this thing? He muttered. Does it strengthen superpowers? A zombie crystal? Zhang Lunping asked blankly. Hand me a tissue first, Meng Shu said. Zhang Lunping hurriedly passed one over. Meng Shu wiped his hands, picked up the crystal, and stood up. Let us move, Zhang Lunping said hastily. We are heading back to the company. Meng Shu nodded inwardly. I need to find an expert to analyze this crystal. As the chairman, my job is simply to lead the group effectively. A short while later at the office building, Meng Shu reflected silently. A perfect conclusion to the Peace and Order Group's first mission. This business trip did not only handle the administrative procedures for the company, we also secured 3 technical talents and 1 senior consultant. Everyone will be reporting for duty by tomorrow, creating 4 new jobs for society in a single breath. This is truly a conscientious enterprise. Zhang Lunping stood at a distance, sweating. So he muttered, am I seriously getting re-employed in this kind of environment? There must be something wrong with my head as well. He looked at Meng Shu's back, his expression complicated. Mr. Meng said our company requires weekly reports, Zhang Lunping said seriously. Make sure to include everything from our fieldwork. You know how to write them, right? I know, Zhang Lunping continued with a quick nod. President Meng is very sharp-minded. He has the air of Jack Ma and Pony Ma. I will be sure to keep an objective record of our daily business trips with President Meng. Meng Shu scoffed inwardly. Jack Ma? Pony Ma? He thought. One makes money from women shopping online and the other makes money from children playing games. Meng Shu looked down on them. What I want to earn is everyone's money, he continued silently, from men and women to the young and the old alike. He glanced at Zhang Lunping again. But this intern is very moldable, Meng Shu thought. There is a high chance he will become a permanent employee in 3 months. With that, Meng Shu walked into the office building. A zombie suddenly staggered toward them, clutching a bag of dried tofu. Without hesitation, Meng Shu swung his axe. The blade slammed into the zombie's stomach. We live in the same building, Meng Shu said sternly. Have some manners. The dried tofu bag fell to the ground. You, President Meng, have set an example for the entire building, Zhang Lunping said earnestly. I have learned so much. Excellent, Meng Shu replied. I like hardworking people like you who are eager to learn. The next day, Zhang Lunping arrived at work with his wife and daughter. Yani, he whispered urgently, let me tell you something. Do not ever look at President Meng like that again. You must respect him and obey everything he says, understand? Just act like the apocalypse never happened, he continued. Everything is normal. We are just regular employees at a company. Got it? Are we actually going to work? Zhou Yani asked hesitantly. If we do not work, we will starve, Zhang Lunping replied flatly. Oh, Zhou Yani said slowly. So President Meng, he is not actually insane. Shut up, Zhang Lunping hissed. President Meng is in a great state of mind. All right, he added. Fix your appearance and go to the office to greet President Meng. Oh, okay, Zhou Yani said nervously. I get it. By the way, Zhang Lunping added casually, where are our savings? Give me those bank cards. Our savings. Zhou Yani asked. What for? I am going to do something big, Zhang Lunping said. Inside the office, Shen Zhaozhao pretended to type furiously on her keyboard, even though her monitor was completely dark. President Meng, Zhang Lunping announced proudly, this is my wife. No, I mean, our new colleague. Sure, Meng Shu replied calmly. We have plenty of workstations. Just find a seat you like. Go find a workspace with the child, Zhang Lunping said. Oh, okay, Zhou Yani replied. Who am I? She thought shakily. Where am I? She trembled. Shen Zhaozhao glanced at Zhang Lunping while still pretending to type. President Meng, Zhang Lunping said eagerly. I am new here, so I brought you a little something. He handed over a card. Whoa, a bribe, Meng Shu thought. This kid really understands how the world works. A system notification suddenly appeared. A perfect life requires guiding the right values. Chairman Meng, as the pillar of the enterprise, you must never be tempted by petty, immediate gains. Scold the employee who seeks shortcuts. Correct unhealthy corporate trends. Accepting this may affect your mission rating and alter mission direction. Buddy, Meng Shu thought irritably, it is the apocalypse. Why are you being so serious? He turned around sharply. Xiao Zhang, Meng Shu said sternly. How could you do this? I am truly disappointed in you. I have offended you, President Meng, Zhang Lunping said hastily. I will reflect deeply. I should not have used bribery to seek a promotion and a raise. I am sorry. It is good that you realized your mistake, Meng Shu said. Do not let it happen again. Is our company actually legitimate? Shen Zhaozhao wondered silently. President Meng, Zhang Lunping said carefully. About me becoming a permanent employee. As long as you work hard and create value for the company, Meng Shu interrupted. How could the company not make you permanent? Work hard, Xiao Zhang. I have full faith in you. He wants to become permanent after only 2 days? Meng Shu thought. He is ambitious, but that is unrealistic. Meng Shu stood up. Print 2 employment contracts, he ordered. One for Zhou Yani and one for Zhang Lunping. Help them complete their onboarding. Zhou Yani stood there in silent confusion. Boss, Shen Zhaozhao said carefully. The power is out. Because of that, I have not finished half of my work. If there is no power, Meng Shu replied impatiently, then handwrite it. Keep it simple. This is all a Modu University graduate student can do? He continued. I feel like paying you 20,000 a month is too much of a loss. Your salary is now reduced to 10,000. Shen Zhaozhao nodded without hesitation. Yes, she said obediently. It was my lack of foresight. I accept the salary reduction. I will take them to the conference room to sign the contracts, Shen Zhaozhao said promptly. Meng Shu nodded. Chi Wei, Manager Zhang, Meng Shu added, handwrite a copy as well. Oh, right, he continued casually. We also have new employees, Zhang Xiaqiu and Li Shang. They're on their way. Handwrite copies for them too. Shen Zhaozhao smiled brightly. Yes, boss. A system notification appeared. The company has completed all necessary procedures and continues to flourish. Another notification followed immediately. You may now hold a general president staff meeting to restructure the enterprise and appoint a vice president to manage operations. From now on, you only need to set corporate policy and enjoy life. The era of making money with money is approaching. After all, have you ever seen a truly wealthy person working in an office every day? Mission triggered, hold a staff meeting, rewards, chairman experience plus 50, points plus 10, assignable attribute points plus 3, shooting stars, Meng Shu muttered inwardly. The rewards for one meeting are this generous? A meeting, he said aloud. We must successfully hold a staff meeting. Come on, Meng Shu said, gesturing. Join me for the meeting. He turned toward managers Zhang Tao and Qi Wei. A few moments later in the conference room, handwrite the contracts later, Meng Shu ordered. Meeting first, Zhang Lunping suddenly sprang to his feet. He dragged a chair forward enthusiastically. President Meng, please sit. Shen Zhaozhao twitched in irritation. Zhou Yani blinked in confusion. Then her expression sharpened as realization struck. With a fierce grin, she rushed forward. President Meng, please have some tea, she said eagerly. No, wait, have a cola instead. Oh, Meng Shu said with approval. Look at the quality of our new employee. Top notch. Zhou Yani poured him a glass of ice-cold cola. Shen Zhaozhao's hands trembled in frustration. Violently, she suddenly slammed her pen onto the table. Standing up with blazing fury, she declared, I am the boss's favorite veteran employee. Do not get too cocky. She shoved Zhang Lunping aside and moved close to Meng Shu. President Meng, Shen Zhaozhao said sweetly, you must be tired from your business trip. I will give you a shoulder massage. As she started kneading his shoulders, she added proudly, I am a Modu University graduate student. I know exactly how to navigate social dynamics. A few moments later, all right, everyone, Meng Shu said calmly, settle down. He lifted the cup of coffee and inhaled the aroma. We are officially establishing two business groups. First, he continued, the sanitation and cleaning department. Li Xiang will serve as Team 1 leader, rank K3, with no salary increase. Qi Wei and Zhang Tao will be team members. Rank K1 remains unchanged. Second, Meng Shu said, the Communication Services Department. Shen Zhaozhao will be team leader and is promoted to rank K3. Zhang Lunping and Zhou Yani will serve as interns. Additionally, he continued, Zhang Xiaqiu is specially hired as executive vice president. She will be responsible for the first business group. At the same time, Meng Shu said sternly, our company must coexist harmoniously. No racial discrimination, he emphasized. Zombies used to be humans too. Human employees must not discriminate against zombie employees, and zombie employees are strictly forbidden from attacking humans. If I catch anyone violating this rule, he added coldly, you will all be finished. Shen Zhaozhao and Zhang Lunping burst into applause. Manager Zhang Tao and Qi Wei stared in stunned silence. All right, Meng Shu said, raising a hand. Quiet down. Our company advocates freedom of speech, he continued. If anyone has ideas, feel free to speak. Shen Zhao, he said, you go first. Boss, Shen Zhaozhao said carefully. There is something I have wanted to ask for a long time. What exactly is our company's main business? Currently, Meng Shu replied, we are engaged in two primary services, outsourced customer support and cleaning services. Catering and sales are only occasional support, he added. We do not yet operate any fully self-owned business line. Cleaning department, Meng Shu continued, immediately clear all corpses and severed limbs from the building. Do not let employees feel disgusted while walking through. Communication Services Department, he said, focus on answering phone calls. Once I finalize the deal with Wangxiang International, you will move to their floor and handle their communication lines. A system notification appeared. Your employee Shen Zhao has brilliantly assisted you in completing multiple work tasks. Your intern clerk career experience has increased by 7. Current career progress, intern clerk, level 1, 8 out of 20, Shen Zhao, Meng Shu said. After you finish hand copying the employment contracts, also hand copy a labor dispatch contract. Dispatch Zhou Yani and Zhang Lunping, he continued, to Jianglin Technology Company Limited. Have them work together on spreadsheet data entry. We will discuss everything else, Meng Shu concluded, after we deal with Wangxiang International upstairs. As Shen Zhaozhao, Zhang Lunping, and Zhou Yani spoke in unison, yes, sir. Zhang Lunping's daughter continued sleeping soundly. completely unaware of the strange corporate empire forming around her. A system notification appeared, conducting meetings with vigor and efficiency, fully displaying the demeanor of a chairman. Next, as long as you resolve Wanshang International and allow the Order of Peace to gain a firm foothold in Heking City, you may become a hands-off boss, travel the world, take your female confidants to romantic Turkey, then Tokyo and Paris, and enjoy a perfect life together. Mission complete. Mission rating, perfect. Mission rewards received, Chairman experience plus 50, points plus 10, distributable attribute points plus 3. Add the points, Mengshu said decisively. Put all of them into agility. Then he muttered inwardly. This system would not seriously assign a mission to travel the world later, would it? A few moments later, Mengshu raised his voice. That concludes today's staff meeting. Dismissed. Outside the conference room, manager Zhang Tao and Chi Wei immediately pulled out some conveniently found snacks and began eating. Mengshu glanced at them coldly. When I said to clean up during the meeting, he said, I did not mean turning the company into a buffet hall. Manager Zhang Tao and Chi Wei froze mid-bite and hurriedly stopped chewing. At that moment, the pendant around Mengshu's neck suddenly emitted a faint glow. Both manager Zhang Tao and Chi Wei stared in shock. Mengshu lowered his gaze. So this is what you want? He removed the necklace and held it up. This ruby, Mengshu said calmly, is called an evolution crystal. He began walking forward, with manager Zhang Tao and Chi Wei following behind him obediently. You three in the room, Mengshu said over his shoulder. After finishing the contracts, tidy up the office on the right and clean it. There is half a zombie on the left side, he added casually. Do not touch it for now. Okay, Shen Zhaozhao replied. Okay, Zhang Lunping echoed. Okay. Zhou Yani followed within 3 days. Mengshu continued. Clean up the entire building, then transform this place into a company that truly belongs to me. Only when the office environment is proper can we proceed to the next stage of work. As he walked, Mengshu thought to himself, I also need to figure out what this ruby actually is as soon as possible. A system notification appeared. Primary evolution crystal, type, strength-based, description, a crystal formed through genetic cultivation by an alien civilization. Produced within biological bodies, it parasitizes the host and grants the organism a corresponding evolutionary system. Usage, chewing, swallowing with warm water, steaming, stir-frying, or boiling are all acceptable. Warning, this item contains a virus. You currently possess no method to eliminate it. There is a 73.33% probability of viral infection after consumption. Please consume with caution. Infection probability is reduced by constitution. Additional note, your strength attribute has already reached its maximum threshold. Consuming this item will not increase strength. Mengshu narrowed his eyes. Eating it grants strength enhancement. A slow smile spread across his face. It seems I have discovered the best way to enforce discipline. No, he corrected himself. To command my employees. Turning to manager Zhang Tao and Chi Wei, Mengshu said evenly, I will no longer supervise you personally. Remember, he added, no biting people. Anyone who bites people will not receive any rubies to eat. Work hard and clean the company thoroughly. Understood? Manager Zhang Tao and Chi Wei nodded vigorously. I will take that as a yes, Mengshu said. At that moment, Shen Zhaozhao, Zhang Lunping, and Zhou Yani peeked out from the room. Boss, Shen Zhaozhao reported, the contracts are all drafted. They are just waiting for your signature. Okay, Mengshu replied. I am coming now. As he walked over, he glanced at Zhou Yani. Is the child feeling any better after taking the medicine? Replying to boss, Zhou Yani said carefully. The fever is gone, but she still does not look well. I do not know why. Mengshu's expression turned serious. Then pay closer attention to the child's health outside of work, he said firmly. Children are our future. A system notification appeared. Caring for subordinates is what an excellent chairman values most. Employees Zhang Lunping and Zhou Yani are deeply devoted to their daughter. If you can cure their daughter Zhang Yaoqi's special variant inflammation, you will gain 2 loyal employees. At the same time, this special variant of inflammation appears to be spreading on a small scale. Please stay warm. Triggered mission, care for subordinates. Treat inflammation, mission rewards, cash plus 50,000, points plus 5, chairman career experience plus 10, freely distributable attributes plus 0. Mengshu froze. Me? He thought blankly. Treat an illness? Mengshu thought to himself, I do not know a single thing about medical treatment. All I know is taking Montmorillonite powder or Z-lighting for stomach aches and 999 cold remedy for colds. You want me to treat a patient? I am completely speechless. Mengshu looked at the system pop up and thought again. Does the point shop have a miracle drug for colds? Let me see. Shop. 669 Cold Remedy. Exchange successful. Mengshu took out the box. Joyani looked confused. Mengshu said calmly, Cold Remedy. A buddy of mine developed this miracle drug. Give it to Chi-Chi. She should get better. Huh? Joyani replied blankly. Shen Zhaozhao asked, Boss, where are you going? Mengshu stretched lazily. Do you need me to come along? Shen Zhaozhao continued. I have been practicing my flyer distribution technique every day after work. She excitedly read aloud, Flyer theory. Shen Zhaozhao added, I can hand out flyers really fast now. I can definitely help you. She thought to herself, now that a new colleague has joined, I must prove my value and stay in the company. Mengshu replied flatly, I am not going to hand out flyers. Wanxiang International has too many employees. I am going upstairs to see Supervisor Lin and discuss helping them with some layoffs. He glanced at the axe in his hand. Shen Zhaozhao, Zhang Lunping, and Zhou Yani all stared at Mengshu in confusion. Mengshu thought to himself, the old me was timid, needing to kite just to kill zombies. The current me strikes hard, eliminating any zombie in my way. Shen Zhaozhao waved goodbye and said, Take care, boss. A few moments later, the office fell into silence. Zhou Yani hesitated. Are we really giving this to Chi-Chi? Zhang Lunping sighed. Use it. Chairman Meng would not hurt us. Besides, Chi-Chi is already like this. We have nothing left to lose. Zhou Yani held the 669 Cold Remedy tightly. At this point, there is no other way, Zhang Lunping muttered. The two of them walked toward Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, take your medicine, Zhou Yani said softly. Chi-Chi gulped it down. Gulp. Gulp. Zhang Lunping and Zhou Yani waited anxiously as tension rose. Chi-Chi trembled, then suddenly smiled. Mommy, you lied. Daddy did not get plastic surgery at all. Zhang Lunping broke into a cold sweat. This. He glanced at Zhou Yani in panic. Zhou Yani also began sweating and quickly hugged Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, my baby. It is okay now. It is okay, Zhang Lunping said repeatedly. Wah, sob, sob. Watching the scene, Shen Zhaozhao thought quietly. I wonder how my parents back home are doing now. Suddenly she froze. Chi-Chi recovered in less than 1 minute after taking the tablet. Could it be that the company I joined is actually the Umbrella Corporation? Our chairman Meng is truly incredible. Her heart fluttered as she unconsciously thought of Mengshu. A few moments later, Mengshu walked up the stairs, his axe resting on his shoulder. The system suddenly spoke. You are truly a kind-hearted chairman. Even though it cost 20 points, you still treated your employee's daughter's illness. I am completely devoted to you. I would charge through a brick wall for you. You did not lose the light of humanity for the sake of points. I am proud of you. Mission rating super perfect. Rewards, chairman career experience plus 15. Points plus 5. Cash plus 50,000. Free attribute points plus 1. It seems you are not just a law-abiding boss, but also a talented and virtuous capitalist. Congratulations. You have earned the hidden achievement, talented and virtuous. Reward, free attribute points plus 0.5. Cash plus 5,000. What lovely praise, Mengshu said cheerfully. I like it. Keep it coming. Thank you. Put my spirit up to 20. Let us see who dares call me mentally unstable ever again. System notification. Allocation successful. Current attributes. Spirit, 12. Constitution, 13.5. Strength, 20. Agility, 16. Not bad, Mengshu muttered. But Constitution and Spirit are still lagging behind. Next time, I will max out agility. A zombie suddenly spotted Mengshu and froze in shock. They both assumed battle stances. Zombie level, 0. Mengshu smiled. In the apocalypse, having too many employees is bad for business development. I am here to help you with layoffs. The zombies lunged at him. Poor attitude toward customers, fired. He chopped off a zombie, head in one clean swing. Charging forward, he faced an office lady zombie. Lacking basic professional ethics, fired. Her head flew off as well. Mengshu walked on casually. Knock, 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 knock. Giving me such a grand welcome. I am truly flattered. Supervisor Lin, I am Mengshu from Peace and Order. I am here to help you with the layoffs. Facing the incoming zombies, Mengshu swung his axe and cleaved a salaryman zombie across the stomach. He smiled. Done. Supervisor Lin, there is no need to be so excited. Assisting you with these layoffs is my honor. By the way, would you like to join our company? The salary is negotiable. Knock, 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 knock. A few moments later, outside, at the Four Seasons Fruit Store building, a man stood by the window, staring outside the Four Seasons Fruit Store. Behind him, zombies lay scattered across the floor. No one had better try to snatch these resources from Meng Shumpeng of the past, he sneered, deputy supervisor of Wanshang International. Otherwise, I will end you all. After a pause, his lips curled into a cruel smile. But I could still use a few more survivors to toy with. He laughed softly. The apocalypse is truly wonderful. You can eliminate people without facing capital punishment. Heh, outside, Meng Shu called out calmly. You two, work faster. Meng Shunpeng suddenly stiffened and looked out again. Someone is coming. Then his eyes widened in shock. What in the world? People and zombies. Moving corpses. Below, Meng Shu directed manager Zhang Tao and Qi Wei to move the remaining zombies aside. At that moment, Li Shang suddenly appeared, pushing his Xingxin fried chicken food cart. Meng Shunpeng stared in disbelief. Good heavens, what is that now? A system notification rang out. All night shift employees of Wanshang International Company Limited have been laid off. Wanshang International has fallen into a state of paralysis due to personnel shortages. You may choose from the following 3 options. Option 1, relentless pursuit. How dare they offend the chairman's dignity? They must be punished. Keep up the pressure and completely eliminate Wanshang International Company Limited. Option 2, gradual expansion. To become a leader in the service industry, you need a large number of salespeople. Recruit the laid-off employees of Wanshang International and gain a complete communication service department. Option 3, win-win cooperation. As the saying goes, to err is human. You have already punished Wanshang International slightly. Next, negotiate with Mr. Wang Wuzhang, chairman of Wanshang International, to reach a cooperative agreement and take over the company for your own use. Meng Shu muttered, Wang Wuzhang, did not manager Zhang just throw him into the trash heap earlier? That will probably not be easy to cooperate with now. This is a bit awkward. After a brief pause, he said decisively, I will go with option 1. System notification. You have chosen option 1, relentless pursuit. As a hegemon of the era, you must naturally press your advantage. Eliminate one to warn the many. And let everyone in this city know that peace and order settles all scores. You have done well. Commencing the second series of tasks, completely destroy Wanshang International. First stage complete. Rewards, 15 distributable job experience points, 1.5 distributable attribute points, points in cash. Meng Shu said, put the 1.5 into agility. As for the experience, I will save it for now. He thought to himself, I will not feel at ease until this entire building is under my control. Another system notification followed. Li Shang, group leader of Team 1, Sanitation and Cleaning Department, First Business Group. K3 employee has reached the designated location. Meng Shu's eyes lit up. Does that mean I can make fried chicken strips for the task now? Oh, my dear snack stall, you have worked so hard on this journey. Li Shang looked toward Meng Shu. Meng Shunpeng muttered in disbelief. Zombies? Humans? A snack stall? Am I losing my mind? Why does none of this make sense? Meng Shu issued orders calmly. Li Shang, your task today is to clear out all zombies on the 2nd and 3rd floors. After that, coordinate with manager Zhang and Qi Wei to perform a deep clean. If you understand, then get to work. Li Shang leaped forward at once. His tongue hung out as he moved at astonishing speed, becoming super efficient. Meng Shunpeng squinted. That zombie looks like the manager from the office downstairs? Manager Zhang Tao let out a low growl. Meng Shunpeng clenched his fists. No, I need to see exactly how you as a zombie are different from the others. A few moments later, in the afternoon, Meng Shu surveyed the area and nodded in satisfaction. Not bad, not bad. Everything is orderly and full of vitality. The halls were clean and sparkling. Zhang Lunping and Zhou Yani rushed forward. Boss, they bowed deeply. Thank you, Chairman Meng. You are our family's savior. All right, Meng Shu said, waving his hand. If you truly want to repay me, then work hard. Strive to boost our company's productivity so you can become permanent employees soon. Yes, President Meng, Zhang Lunping replied firmly. We will definitely work hard. Qi peeked out nervously. Uncle Meng, thank you. She quickly hid behind Zhou Yani, still frightened. Zhang Lunping scolded gently. Did I not tell you to call him Great Uncle Meng? But he looks so young, Qi whispered. It would not even be too much to call him Grandpa. Zhang Lunping said earnestly. He wiped sweat from his brow and thought, he is more than a grandpa. I feel like enshrining Chairman Meng as my ancestor. Where would I be without Chairman Meng? Gee, Grandpa Meng, thank you. Qi said obediently. Good, Meng Shu replied, patting her head. Study hard, little girl. You are the future of peace and order. Meng Shu thought to himself, Chairman Meng strokes your head. You are now bound to a life of overtime. Our company is still in its early stages, he announced, so everything must be kept simple. After tidying up the 4th floor, everyone work hard to clean the other floors as well. Another system message followed. Your colleague Li Xiang, leader of the first team of the hygiene and cleaning department, has already started his shift. He is clearing out the zombies that have overstayed their welcome on the 2nd and 3rd floors. I believe that in less than 1 week, leader Li Xiang will have the entire building cleaned. Zhang Lumping, Zhou Yani, and Qi clapped joyfully. Meng Shu turned and said, I still have some business plans to attend to. Everyone get back to work. Suddenly, a sharp system notification rang out. Please note, your employee, Zhang Tao, a member of the first team of the hygiene and cleaning department, has died in a sudden workplace accident. You are required to pay a one-time compensation equal to 20 times the national average per capita disposable income of urban residents from the previous quarter as a work-related death subsidy. Additionally, you must pay 6 months' worth of average per capita disposable income as funeral expenses. Total compensation required, 1,114,000 yuan. Meng Shu froze. Ah, how much? His jaw dropped as the system repeated coldly, 1,114,000 yuan. A system notification said, a non-human employee's death has been detected. The species is highly unusual. By system decree, death compensation is limited to 1/3 of the human rate, totaling 380,000 yuan. A system notification said, because your group lacks a legal department, you are unable to appeal this ruling. A system notification said, maintaining a dedicated legal department or legal counsel can reduce settlement amounts during layoffs, employee claims, or corporate infringements. While this practice is legal, it is highly unethical. A system notification said, Chairman Meng has upheld justice and accepted the full penalty for the employee who died in the line of duty. This is the mark of a truly conscientious chairman. Your conscience shall never trouble you. A system notification said, you shall be known as a vanguard of conscience. Hidden achievement unlocked, vanguard of conscience. Rewards, cash plus 100,000, assignable attribute points plus 0.5, Meng Shu said to himself. Phew, that scared me half to death. I only had 1,180,000 in total. I thought I was going to be wiped out in one go, 380,000. I can live with that. To think someone actually dared to kill my employee. Next time an employee is about to die, I will fire them first. N+1 severance is far cheaper than death compensation. Meng Shu said, still, one of my finest employees met a tragic end while on duty. He died out there. Zhang Tao. He was a veteran of this company. He worked diligently in his department from the very first day we were founded. Even before the company existed, he was my right-hand man. Back when I was at my weakest, he and Qi Wei stayed by my side handing out flyers. And now he is gone. It breaks my heart. Who was it that killed him? Meng Shu slammed his hand against the door. Meng Shu shouted, everyone, assemble. A few moments later, everyone gathered, and Meng Shu said, go pull up the cart in the stairwell. There are 2 bags of chicken strips underneath. Heat the oil and fry them. There are 200 pieces in total. No one is allowed to sneak a bite. If you do, there will be consequences. I am heading out on a trip with the hygiene and cleaning department. Watch yourselves. Do not go to other floors. It is very dangerous. Zhang Lumping said, do not worry, boss. We will do exactly as you say. Please head out without any worries. Qi Wei stuck out her tongue, while Li Xiang grinned. Meng Shu said to himself, I have awakened. It is hunting time. My employees. Only I get to decide their fate. Meng Shu said, put the points into agility. I am going on a rampage. A system notification said, agility has reached 18, approaching the limit of human potential. A few moments later, outside, zombies lurked in the street. As Meng Shu, Qi Wei, and Li Xiang faced the zombies, Meng Shu said, clear the way. Qi Wei and Li Xiang rushed forward. Li Xiang charged his fist and punched a zombie squarely in its ugly face. One of its eyes burst out as Li Xiang went on a rampage, sticking out his tongue while fighting. At the building of Meng Shunpeng mutilated the body of Zhang Tao as he muttered to himself, it looks no different from a normal zombie, so why was this one carrying corpses? Suddenly, Meng Shu knocked on the shutters. Meng Shunpeng broke out in a cold sweat and thought, what is going on? Is someone knocking at the front door? He looked outside and saw zombies scattered across the ground. Meng Shunpeng was shocked and confused. The zombies? Are they all dead? And there is a living man knocking. He pressed his face against the glass. Meng Shu looked back at him. Meng Shunpeng said to himself, it is the person who was commanding the zombies earlier. Did he just see me? Meng-shu said calmly. How unfortunate. To think there are humans at the site where my employee was killed. But I cannot go around eliminating people just because of a zombie, can I? Meng-shu knocked on the shutter again and said, Open up. Let us talk business. Meng Shunpeng exclaimed. It talks? He is human. Since he is human, I suppose I have no choice. Meng Shunpeng opened the shutter and said, Sorry about that, brother. Times are turbulent, and I am a bit high-strung. I had to be cautious. I hope you can forgive me. Did you come from the Science and Innovation Building? Me too. I am Meng Shunpeng, the night shift deputy supervisor of Wanshang International. May I ask your name? Meng-shu said to himself. This man, he is a snake. The scent of blood is all over him. Meng-shu replied, I am Meng-shu. Meng Shunpeng laughed. Oh, you are a Meng as well, brother? What a coincidence. We might have been family 500 years ago. Meng-shu smiled faintly. It is quite possible. A system notification said, Activating room reading skill. Target. Meng Shunpeng. A system notification said, Profession 1. Corporate Executive, Level 3. Profession 2. Psychopathic Killer, Level 3. Upgradable to Level 4 after 4 additional eliminations. Meng Shunpeng said, It is not safe out here. Shall we go inside to chat? Meng-shu replied, You really are a good person. Suddenly, Meng-shu raised his foot, and he kicked Meng Shunpeng squarely in the back. Meng Shunpeng crashed to the ground. Meng-shu said coldly, You are the one who dared to kill my people. He stepped down on Meng Shunpeng's back as the sun slowly sank toward the horizon. Meng-shu said, The fruit shop's Mr. Liu, and those humans who died in the alley outside. They were all killed by you, were they not? Meng Shunpeng groaned in pain. Meng-shu interrupted, Beast, you do not even deserve to carry the surname Meng. He kicked Meng Shunpeng again. Meng Shunpeng screamed, I did it all for self-defense. Self-defense. Ah, I am willing to be your ox, your horse, Grandpa. Spare me just this once, Grandpa, Meng-shu said flatly. You have the right to remain silent. Every word you say will become your final words. Meng Shunpeng cried, Brother, please spare me, I beg you. Meng-shu replied, Who has not made mistakes before? How about this? I will give you a chance to live. As long as you can beat him, you will survive. Li Shang peeked inside. Li Shang flexed his muscles. He understood. No words were needed. Meng-shu said, Chi Wei, come on. Move the fruit. Chi Wei, clutching her huge melons, growled, Grr! Li Shang grinned at Meng Shunpeng. Meng Shunpeng began to sweat profusely. Meng-shu walked out carrying a box of apples. A system notification said, Vulgar. Despicable. Another system notification said, This is not something a qualified, civilized person should do. You have brutally assaulted Mr. Meng Shunpeng, the night shift first team leader of Wanshang International Company Limited. He is now furious to the extreme, and his hatred toward you is as endless as surging rivers. Meng Shunpeng's favorability toward you, -100. A system notification said, Regarding your remarkable talent for rendering others speechless, the system strongly recommends that you complete something a traditional company should do as soon as possible. A system notification said, Quest triggered. Establish a legal department. Quest requirements. Hire a legal team consisting of at least 3 lawyers, with at least 1 lawyer reaching lawyer level 5. Quest rewards. Chairman experience +50. Group influence +10. Cash +500,000. Distributable attribute points +1. Distributable professional experience +3. Points +5. Reminder, after hiring lawyers, you will receive a capped exemption from penalties. For example, when employees cause injury, disability, or death during work, lawyers from the legal department can reduce compensation based on lawyer level. This practice is legal, though ethically questionable. Meng-shu muttered, I really do need a legal department. That way, when employees pass away, the compensation can be a little less. Lawyer Zhang Wei. Upstairs. Hey, is he not the best candidate? Grr. Chi Wei, stop touching the fruit. I will give you the small cart. You are in charge of moving the bottled water back. Chi Wei froze. An apple slipped from her hands and fell. Her huge melons wobbled as she growled. Grr. Meng-shu said, Chi Wei. Chi Wei looked shocked and confused. Meng-shu continued, Your face seems to have become a bit better looking. Chi Wei blinked, still confused. A system notification said, Profession. Zombie, cleaner, position, peace and order first business group, sanitation and cleaning department first team member, K1 level 1. Chi Wei seemed to sparkle with beauty. Meng-shu said, You leveled up? Why do I feel like you did not actually do anything? Forget it. Leveling up is a good thing anyway. Li Shang growled. Grr. Meng Shu chuckled. Ho! Looks like Deputy Supervisor Meng did not count. Meng Shunpeng also growled weakly. Grrr. A system notification said, favorability minus 100%. Meng Shu sighed. Do you really have to dislike me this much? Perfect timing. There is a shortage of a guard dog downstairs at the company. Come work with me. I hereby officially appoint you as a guard dog of the Peace and Order Company's security department, with a rank of Deputy K9 level and a monthly salary of 8,000. A system notification said, talent discovered. Meng Shunpeng, system detected strong intent to hire from host. Hiring successful. Meng Shu said, go upstairs, follow that snake wrap thing out, find an empty spot, bury it, and put up a sign. A few moments later, at the office, Shen Zhaozhao exclaimed, Boss, you are back. The 200 portions of fried chicken strips you wanted are all done. To keep them warm, we kept basting them with hot oil. She radiated with beauty as she continued. I did it together with Brother Zhang, Sister Zhou, and Little Cheeky. Brother Zhang came up with the idea. Boss, our department is pretty capable, right? Boss, please praise us. Meng Shu gave a strong thumbs up and said, not bad, very good. Zhang Lunping coughed lightly to signal Shen Zhaozhao. Shen Zhaozhao turned back gracefully and said solemnly, Chairman Meng, we have heard about the death of our good colleague Zhang Tao from the First Business Group. We are deeply saddened. This is a small token of our feelings. We hope our departed colleague Zhang Tao will like it. Cheeky stepped forward. Cheeky said, Grandpa Meng, these are the paper cranes we folded. Meng Shu nodded. Brother Zhang will definitely be happy. I just went downstairs and helped avenge him, and I also recruited a new employee. I arranged for him to work in the security department. He usually will not come upstairs. Zhou Yani thought to herself, as expected of my husband, always able to grasp exactly what leaders like. You are truly amazing. Zhang Lunping thought calmly, just small matters. I merely blended into the atmosphere. The world thinks Chairman Meng is mentally unstable. How ridiculous. Chairman Meng is simply thinking ahead of his time. As long as you follow Chairman Meng's logic, you will never make mistakes. Meng Shu said aloud, since you are all so thoughtful, how about this? There are water supplies and fruit downstairs. Go down and help move them. With Li Shan keeping watch, he definitely will not attack you. As for your paper cranes, when we bury Brother Zhang, I will pass on your thoughts. I will even ask him to visit you in your dreams to say thank you. These fried chicken strips, 5 each. Finish them quickly. The cost will be deducted from your salaries. Zhang Lunping, Zhou Yani, and Shen Zhaozhao replied in unison, yes, President Meng. Meng Shu added, Shen Zhao, come with me. Bring the remaining fried chicken strips, Shen Zhaozhao answered obediently. Yes, boss. At the stairwell, Shen Zhaozhao hesitated. President Meng. She glanced down the stairs and froze in shock. Instinctively, she grabbed Meng Shu's muscular arm. Her eyes widened as she realized her delicate, soft hands were smeared with zombie blood. Meng Shu said calmly, prepare a contract. It does not need to be complicated. Just for formality, state that we are hiring lawyer Zhang to work in our company's legal department. Shen Zhaozhao stammered, is it the lawyer Zhang who turned into a zombie? Meng Shu replied evenly, yes. The company is growing larger and larger. Legal affairs are indispensable. As Zhang Lunping mopped the floor, he and Zhou Yani cleaned the office while occasionally glancing at what Shen Zhaozhao was doing on her computer. Zhou Yani said, ever since Zhaozhao came back downstairs with President Meng, she has been in a daze. Did something big happen up there? Zhang Lunping replied, probably. Shen Zhaozhao kept thinking about Meng Shu, seriously discussing legal matters, enthusiastically selling chicken strips, and responsibly training employees. She believed she had already adapted to Meng Shu, yet in truth she had not. Sweat formed on her forehead as her thoughts wandered. Suddenly, Meng Shu arrived and clapped his hands. Shen Zhaozhao, Zhang Lunping, and Zhou Yani all turned to look at him. Meng Shu said, this is the new member of our legal department, Lawyer Zhang. If you have any legal questions in the future, you may consult him. Let us give him a warm welcome. Attorney Zhang Wei peeked into the office. A system notification appeared. Name, Zhang Wei. Occupation, zombie, level 0, lawyer, level 4. Position, legal specialist, K1. Legal department, First Business Group, Peace and Order Group. Effect, when Zhang Wei is present at the company, all legal compensation expenses are reduced by 5 times. Monthly salary, 12,080 yuan. Meng Shu gave Lawyer Zhang Wei a thumbs up and smiled. Lawyer Zhang, we are colleagues from now on. Let us work hard together so the company can grow and shine. Lawyer Zhang had voluntarily taken a pay cut. He was truly a model employee, practically a long-lost soulmate. With him around, settlement costs would be 5 times lower. Hiring him was an absolute bargain. Alright, now that Lawyer Zhang's introduction is finished, it is time for the entire company to take action. We will pass through the underground garage to the fruit store and move some fruit. The company ordered many boxes of apples there. It would not be right to leave them in the shop. We must move them back early so they can officially become company property. Outside at night, a bus sped down the street. Inside, civilians trembled in fear while soldiers remained on high alert. Wen Yuan thought to himself, thank goodness the army arrived to rescue us. Otherwise, I might not have survived the night. A system notification appeared. Wen Yuan, Vice Dean of the School of Architecture, South Jiang University, Senior Engineer at Haodata Real Estate. Wen Yuan looked behind him and sighed inwardly. How did this world turn into a living hell overnight? A girl nearby cried softly. A young man spoke. Hello, Dean Wen. I am Chen Bin, a second-year student in the School of Architecture. I attended one of your public lectures not long ago. Your insights into agricultural architecture were breathtaking. Wen Yuan replied, Hello, do you live around here? How is it that I have never seen you before? Chen Bin shook his hand. Dean Wen, I do not live nearby. I came here specifically to find you. Chen Bin's eyes suddenly turned red. Without warning, he twisted Wen Yuan's hand until it bent unnaturally. Wen Yuan cried out in pain. A soldier stood up. What is going on? Chen Bin said coldly. Dean Wen, instead of staying home and waiting for a miserable death, why did you come out? Do you not know how Dean Zhao died? With such deep knowledge of agricultural architecture, your survival would be quite troublesome for the grand blueprint of purifying the world. Wen Yuan sweated heavily. What? Another soldier walked toward the back of the bus. Why are you shouting? Chen Bin glanced at him, then struck with a single chop, sending the soldier flying. Another soldier aimed an American rifle and fired. Bullets tore through Chen Bin's body, yet he continued moving even faster. The driver stared in horror. Chen Bin raised his fist and punched him squarely in the face, smashing him into the window. Glass shattered outward. Soldiers kept firing, but Chen Bin endured the incoming bullets and grabbed the steering wheel. The bus lurched violently and leaped upward. One soldier was thrown out through the broken window as the vehicle skidded across the road. Moments later, Chen Bin tried to climb out of the wreck. He casually sniffed his finger. A surviving soldier crawled out and muttered to himself. He is an anti-social ability user. I must shoot to kill. Flashback. An officer had once ordered, if you encounter an anti-social ability user, eliminate them immediately. Yes, sir, the soldiers had shouted. Back to the present. The soldier fired. Chen Bin fell to the ground. Phew. The soldier exhaled. Suddenly, Chen Bin stood up again. What? The soldier gasped. Other soldiers emerged from the bus. Chen Bin assumed a Tai Chi stance. Gunfire erupted once more, but he charged forward regardless. With his bare hands, he pierced straight through a soldier's body. The dying soldier choked. What kind of monster are you? Wen Yuan staggered out of the bus and witnessed another soldier firing desperately at Chen Bin. His entire body trembled as fear overtook him. Hegging City, Citizens Self-Rescue Committee, Tag County Safety Zone, General Chairman's Office. An officer reported, another group of those maniacs has appeared. Where on earth did these people calling themselves the Chosen come from? And who or what is this Lord they keep talking about? We just received the latest report. The soldiers and buses dispatched to the School of Architecture have been completely wiped out. Dean Zhao Tingyu of the School of Architecture is confirmed dead. Vice Dean Wen Yuan is missing, and only a handful of other faculty members were rescued. This is not the first violent incident. Strange events have been occurring constantly inside the safety zone these past few days. Patrol soldiers keep disappearing. Defensive lines are being breached and several zombies have mysteriously appeared in the central district, according to intelligence from the Shengfeng City Self-Rescue Committee. They once captured an anti-social participant alive. That individual claimed the zombie crisis is a trial given to humanity by the Lord. Only those who pass are considered new humans, and their so-called sacrificial ritual is murder, feeding humans to zombies. This is a deranged cult, a bearded man muttered. The most terrifying part is that there is no way to identify them. They look exactly like ordinary people, and we cannot simply refuse to take in survivors. Our armed forces are depleted, communication networks and signals are down, and most weapons are ineffective. Even worse, the infection rate among the military and police was extremely high when the virus first broke out. He then ordered a young aide, evacuate immediately, retreat, shrink the perimeter of the safety zone to Shahai Town. Command acknowledged. Inform headquarters that we are abandoning Taoyuan Town and Mingya Town. The boy swallowed nervously. Yes, sir. The man exhaled heavily. At this point, we can only take it one step at a time and hope for the best. Outside, night. The moon hung in the sky, blood red. A system notification appeared. Task complete. Rating, absolutely perfect. Rewards. Career experience +5. Cash +80,000. Points +3. Approval rate, 100%. Congratulations, stall owner, Meng Shu thought to himself. Even the customers gave me a default positive review. Next time I will try to be kinder. If I am going to kill them, I will make it quick so they do not suffer. Then another thought struck him. But wait, who gave me a negative review when I was selling fried chicken cutlets last time? His killing intent rose sharply. Zhang Lumping, Zhou Yani, and Shen Zhaozhao trembled. Chairman Meng's killing aura is back, they all thought. Shen Zhaozhao slowly walked toward Meng Shu. Meng Shu sighed. I cannot hit my targets by staying in this building. I am still short 2 lawyers, and the chairman of Wanxiang International has yet to show himself. It seems I will have to conduct some field work. Shen Zhaozhao blushed inwardly. Did you see the way President Meng looked at me just now? Could he be interested in me? This would not be appropriate, would it? Meng Shu said plainly. Shen Zhaozhao, prepare the meeting minutes. I am heading out on a mission tomorrow. Yes, sir. A short while later, hot food steamed on the table. Meng Shu announced, to make the company more international, I have decided to adopt a Sino-American co-production work schedule. You will start work at 8 o'clock in the morning East Asia time and clock out at 5 o'clock in the afternoon New York time. Shen Zhaozhao sweated nervously. He is being far too much of a capitalist. Meng Shu continued, we will now hold a democratic company vote. All full-time employees in favor, please remain silent. Shen Zhaozhao immediately raised her hand. I object. Aside from the 3 zombies present, everyone else remained silent. Meng Shu smiled thinly. Oh, Zhaozhao, you have truly lost your way. After careful consideration, the company has decided to demote you to K2 level. Your new title is Acting Group Leader. Unfortunately, your salary has no further room to be lowered. Why, Chairman? You must look at the bigger picture. Reassigning you to the K2 department is for your personal growth. Shen Zhaozhao thought bitterly. I feel like I'm being gaslighted. Meng Shu concluded, I am leaving tomorrow morning. Security will be handled by Qi Wei and lawyer Zhang. The rest of you will collect water, dry fruit, and manage supplies. I will return in a few days. Zhou Yani clasped her hands admiringly. Our chairman Meng is truly meticulous. Such a role model. Zhang Lunping nodded eagerly. Indeed. Every word the chairman speaks is pure gold. We should compile them into a book. Shen Zhaozhao groaned. Oh my goodness. Could you flatter him any harder? You all deserve to be treated like office drones. Meng Shu waved his hand. No further announcements. Meeting adjourned. Back to work. A system notification appeared. You have 14 experience points available. Meng Shu commanded. Allocate all points into stall owner. Level up. Level up successful. Level 2. Rewards, agility plus 0.5, constitution plus 0.5, spirit plus 1. Meng Shu clenched his fist. Leveling up is getting harder and harder. But Meng Shu, you can do this. Keep going. The following morning, Meng Shu stepped out of the building, stretched his shoulders and declared, Field mission. Let us head out, Zhang Yaoqi said. Uncle Meng, great uncle. I made you a paper crane. I hope you have a safe trip. Meng Shu replied. Everyone go back inside. I have to leave. He then added, Shen Zhaozhao, starting today, you are the group's head of education. You will be teaching the children. Zhang Yaoqi protested. It is the end of the world, and we still have to go to school. Meng Shu answered calmly. As long as the universe has not exploded, school remains in session. He stepped into the car. This trip to Zhao County is partly to check the situation at the safety zone. Everyone bowed. We wish Chairman Meng a safe journey. Meng Shu waved. Study hard while I am away. I am also going there to invite a few lawyers from Dishing Law Firm, and Wang Wuzhang's Chunfengli luxury villa happens to be nearby. A short while later, he muttered to himself, the plan is perfect. I am a genius. Suddenly, screech, he slammed on the brakes. What the? A zombie lay on the road, then slowly sat upright. You dare wreck my car? You are looking for a one-way ticket to the underworld. He pressed the accelerator and rammed straight into it, sending the creature flying. Not human? Reading the room. Activate, target, Constitution type variant zombie, level 1. Meng Shu stepped out with his axe. Are variant zombies really this common now? Scram. I am not on a mission, and I am not driving for a ride-hailing service. He swung the axe, severing the zombie's arm, and continued the assault. Moments later, he spoke on the phone. Oh, that does not count as a legal violation? Fine. Goodbye. He crouched beside the corpse. Listen, Mr. Variant Zombie, you are solely responsible for this mess. Since you clearly have no money, I will just take some crystals as compensation. Footsteps approached from behind. Another zombie shuffled closer. Meng Shu turned. Jiang Xiaqiu, what a coincidence running into you again. Jiang Xiaqiu tilted her head. Huh? All right, you can go back now. Wash your face and make yourself presentable. Come work for me as an assistant. He examined the fallen variant's skull. This thing is incredibly tough. Much harder than the one I killed earlier. He pried something loose. A yellow crystal, system notification, item acquired, junior evolution crystal, constitution type, description, consumable, 30% chance to gain 1 point of constitution, 70% chance of zombification. Whoa, only a 30% success rate? Either gain a single attribute point or face a 70% risk of turning into a zombie. Only a fool would gamble on this. He slipped the crystal into his pocket. Jiang Xiaqiu stared at him with dull gray-red eyes. Now that I think about it, what exactly is the difference between gray eyes and red eyes? Ordinary zombies have almost entirely gray pupils, but variants show both red and gray. Is there a pattern? Meng Shu looked her up and down. Why are you so filthy? He tapped the system interface. A bottle of water materialized in his hand. He wiped the dirt from her face and arms. As a representative of the Peace and Order group, you must maintain a professional image. A few minutes later, Jiang Xiaqiu looked noticeably cleaner, almost sparkling beneath the dim light. These clothes do not really match your status. Do you want to change into something else? He paused. Never mind. I am a man of integrity. System notification. Warning, undressing a female without permission may constitute sexual harassment. Scram. Why are you interfering at such a critical moment? Her silence clearly implies consent, does it not? System notification. Submission agreement detected. Silence equals consent. Logic correction in progress. Meng Zhu snorted. Chairman Meng does not sweat the small stuff. Personally helping a subordinate change clothes. How is that unreasonable? System. A few moments later, inside a luxury store. We are a major enterprise. You must mind your appearance and not embarrass the company. He picked out a pink skirt and handed it over. Jiang Xiaqiu, now cleaned up and unexpectedly pretty, let out a soft roar. Whatever. I cannot even figure out the sizing. System notification. Hidden achievement unlocked. The gentleman. Reward. Cash plus 5,000. Spirit plus 0.5. Nice. A reward too? That is a pleasant surprise. Suddenly, a scream echoed from outside. Ah! Help! Stop! Meng Shu frowned. Someone else getting bitten? Forget it. I cannot save everyone. Right, Xiaojiang? Roar? True, but there is a medical university nearby. If they are medical students, they might still be useful. Xiaojiang, shall we go take a look? Roar? They stepped outside. In the distance, a commotion unfolded. Zombies were chasing several people through the streets. Meng Shu narrowed his eyes. It came from that direction. A few minutes later, they reached the scene. A group of humans was cornered by sprinting zombies. One man muttered frantically. I should have tricked her into going back before killing her. Why do it here? Meng Shu observed the bodies on the ground. They were not bitten to death. They were murdered by other humans. He raised an eyebrow. Infighting? Meng Shu lowered his voice. Hold position. Wait for my command. Jiang Xiaqiu tilted her head. Roar? Meng Shu quietly circled behind Wang Deli, raised his axe, and instead struck a nearby zombie first, using the confusion to slip into the fray. He clashed briefly with the surrounding humans and undead alike. A short while later, the zombies lay motionless on the ground. One man complained, Did you not say we were the chosen? Why are we still getting attacked by zombies? Wang Deli sneered. It is precisely because we are the chosen that these discarded failures target us. He suddenly frowned. Huh. Why is there an extra person over there? Meng Shu casually chewed on a snack. An extra one? System notification. System initializing. Identifying targets. Wang Deli. Gene-enhanced human. Speed type. Level 5. Zhou Qing. Serial killer. Cannibal. Student. Combat levels 2, 1, 5. Lu Renjia. Data processing complete. Meng Shu quickly raised his hands. Do not get the wrong idea. I am one of the chosen two. The Lord sent me. He waved a skewer. Fried starch sausages, only $3 each. Wang Deli narrowed his eyes. You do not feel like one of us. You are not chosen. Why hesitate? The Lord sent me. I will definitely be useful. In the same instant, Meng Shu's axe flashed. Lu Renjia's neck split open. Wang Deli roared. You monster! Why did you kill him? It was the Lord's arrangement. So you are chosen? That means we are on the same side, right? Meng Shu grinned. Hey, buddy. How exactly did you and your mother meet? Was it a blind date arranged by your obstetrics doctor? Wang Deli blinked. What kind of question is that? Irritated, he raised his hand, and Meng Shu sliced clean through his arm. Wang Deli screamed, I'm going to kill you. He leapt backward, sliding across the ground and pulling out a knife. Meng Shu tilted his head. If you are so determined to kill me, why are you running in the opposite direction? Xiao Jiang cut him off. Zhang Xiaqiu stepped out from the shadows. Wang Deli clutched his severed arm, sweat pouring down his face. A zombie. He can command zombies. His expression twisted in horror. No, this is bad. The axe, it is poisoned. Foam bubbled at his lips. His eyes darkened until they turned pitch black. Moments later, he staggered upright again. No longer human, the newly turned zombie stared at Zhang Xiaqiu. She gave a faint, almost playful smile. Meanwhile, Zhou Qing trembled violently. The spirit of Lu Renjia drifted nearby like a fading ghost. Meng Shu crouched in front of Zhou Qing. Where's your base located? Ah, right. Are you hungry? Want a fried starch sausage? At Hongxi, the Big Bone restaurant. That will be $15. Pay immediately. Meng Shu shoved the skewers toward him. Boss, please, I am broke. With shaking hands, Zhou Qing produced 15 yuan. I am a man of principles. Since you ate the food, I am obligated to provide full service. Zhou Qing exhaled in relief. Phew, safe at last. The very next second, Meng Shu forcefully stuffed more sausages into his mouth. As chairman, I will serve you personally. Allow me to treat you to a few more fried starch sausages. Satisfied? Was my hospitality attentive enough? Zhou Qing nearly burst into tears. System notification. Achievement updated. Exemplar of the service industry. Meng Shu surveyed the scattered weapons. 2 machetes, 1 bone cleaver, and 1 custom short blade. Not a bad haul. I will bring these back for my zombie staff. Even for a display, they will make the team look intimidating. He gathered them, then paused. Zhang Xiaqiu stood nearby, holding a small blue crystal. A sapphire? No. A junior evolution crystal. Agility type. She looked straight at him, and suddenly swallowed it. Spit it out. Zhang Xiaqiu darted away. Meng Shu sprinted after her. I told you to spit it out. How dare you disobey your chairman? Stop right there. System notification. I must be dreaming. A human is chasing a zombie. By the authority vested in me as group chairman, I order you to halt. Do you not want more crystals? I will have plenty for you later if you listen. Zhang Xiaqiu slowed, glancing back with a strangely teasing expression before finally stopping. Meng Shu caught up, panting. Some level 15 executive you are. You cannot even manage a simple understood, whatever. At least this proves zombies can evolve. Next time, I will have to test what happens when a normal zombie consumes one. In another scene, inside a building, a man in a white shirt boasted, once Brother Wine comes back, there will be plenty of perks for everyone. He grinned wickedly. Whoever wins gets first pick of that female student in the kitchen. The bald man burst into laughter. Ha ha ha! The red-haired man, shuffling a stack of blank cards in his hands, laughed as well. Ha ha ha! Suddenly he paused. Wait, I hear something. The man in the white shirt stiffened. Grab your knives. Move out. The red-haired man lifted his cleaver. At that moment, Meng Shu stepped into view. You 3, would you care to learn about fried starch sausages? $5 each. Also, Haudata Real Estate is offering a campus discount. It even comes with a free parking space. Beside him, Zhang Xiaqiu carried a large bag of sausages. The man in the white shirt sneered. Ha! Fresh delivery right to our door. Hand over the food. I am sorry, Meng Shu replied politely. I do not offer credit. Please pay first. The man raised his cleaver. Pay my backside. Say another word and I will cut you down. A dine and dash, is it? Meng Shu's blade flashed. The man's head separated cleanly from his neck. The red-haired man froze in shock. Meng Shu sighed. I forgot to sell the sausages and hand out flyers again. He slammed his cleaver onto the table. How am I supposed to meet my key performance indicators if everyone keeps dying? Never mind, there are still 2 guests left. The bald man and the red-haired man trembled, instinctively clutching each other's hands. Meng Shu smiled thinly. Would you like a starch sausage? Perhaps some real estate? Not buying? He casually lifted the blood-stained cleaver. I will buy, the bald man blurted. I will buy too, the red-haired man echoed. Meng Shu pushed open the kitchen door and stopped. Skeletons littered the floor. The air reeked of decay. Disgusting. A chosen turned into a sacrifice. What a joke. They have completely lost their minds. Zhang Xiaqiu quietly scanned the room. In the corner lay two figures bound with rope. Lao Taitao, unconscious, professor of epidemiology, level 6. Zhang Qin, student, level 10. Outside, zombies pounded against the glass door. Meng Shu cut Lao Taitao's ropes. The professor collapsed limply onto the floor. Meng Shu turned to Zhang Xiaqiu and handed her a cleaver. Go downstairs and hand out flyers. When you finish, deal with anyone who refuses to buy a house. Roar? She glanced back at the crying Zhang Qin. Roar. A moment later, Meng Shu removed the cloth gag from Zhang Qin's mouth. Student, do you have any money? I will give you 2 for $3. Or, would you like to buy a house? He held up a long, steaming sausage. Zhang Qin trembled, tears streaming down her face. Wah, Abba, Abba. She moved, did she not? Meng Shu thought. The hero saves the beauty. Half-price sausages. She is bound to fall for me. He sniffed his finger thoughtfully. How about I feed you? Zhang Qin stared, bewildered. He waved the sausage gently in front of her face. She sweated nervously. Abba, Abba, oh, you are deaf and mute. My apologies. Take your time eating. I am going to check on the professor. Abba, she murmured again, eyes still fixed on the drifting sausage. Meng Shu propped Professor Lao upright. Professor Lao, wake up. The professor's eyelids fluttered open. Professor Lao, wake up. The moment Lao Taitao focused on Meng Shu's face, he shrieked, Ah! He promptly fainted again, his spirit practically escaping through his mouth with a faint, confused burp. Meng Shu wiped the sweat from his forehead. Am I really that frightened? System notification. Task progress. Starch sausage sales, 98%. Real estate closing rate, 0%. Chairman's mood, stably insane. Meng Shu rubbed his chin. Logically speaking, medical students should be quite brave. Across from him, Zhang Qin trembled while still clutching the long sausage with both hands. Meng Shu sat cross-legged on the floor and began convincing himself, they cannot possibly be afraid of me. No way. I am a hero who descended from the heavens, a figure worthy of respect. Crying? Those must be tears of joy. Fainting? That must be from overwhelming excitement. A sudden flash of inspiration struck him. A perfect explanation. Everything makes sense. He laughed loudly. Ah! No need to be so excited. Justice lives in the hearts of the people. I am the chairman of the Peace and Order Group. My surname is Meng, if you truly wish to thank me. How about investing in a house? At that moment, Zhang Xiaqiu pushed the door open and dragged in 2 more bodies as if they weighed nothing. Meng Shu nodded approvingly. You finished handing out the flyers already? Very efficient. Zhang Qin stared in disbelief. She is not human, right? Do not be afraid, Meng Shu replied casually. She is my star employee. By the way, what is your name? Ah, right. I forgot you were mute, Zhang Qin stammered. I am a South Jiang Medical University, 3rd-year student, Zhang Qin. Meng Shu brightened. So you are not mute. That is wonderful. Quick, wake the professor. I have important matters to discuss, such as sausages, real estate, and other serious topics. A while later, Zhang Qin gently held Professor Lao Taitao's face. Professor Lao, please wake up. He slowly opened his eyes. Where am I? Meng Shu immediately produced a glossy flyer. Professor Lao recoiled. What are you going to do? Calm down. Please take a look at our newest development, Lishi Garden Court, elegant living. 75 square meters, only 525,000, down payment of 100,000. Buy now and receive guaranteed full-time employment. Professor Lao blinked repeatedly. Zhang Qin, am I dreaming? No, you are definitely not dreaming. Meng Shu added, Zhang Qin, you may also come for an internship. I have just decided to establish a medical department, and the position of business group director is waiting for you. Both teacher and student began trembling again, though this time from pure confusion. It is good that you have decided to buy, Meng Shu concluded. Come, let us go to the sales office and sign the contract. The sales office? Can we not sign here? I left my card at home. I am only a flyer distributor. You must find a proper salesperson to sign. Oh, all right, I suppose. A few minutes later, Meng Shu and Zhang Xiaqiu walked down the stairwell, followed closely by the day's professor and student, Chairman Meng. Could you give us some weapons? Professor Lau asked cautiously. Meng Shu turned around sharply. Why are you creeping forward like that? Are you spies from a rival company? You want me to pay employee death insurance? No. You have not even signed contracts yet. So, do you have a death wish? Professor Lau and Zhang Qin exchanged bewildered glances. What is he thinking? Since you are ready, let us depart. Zhang Xiaqiu descended the steps with effortless grace. Professor Lau whispered to himself. Is this young man mentally stable? Zhang Qin muttered inwardly. I feel like I am the one losing my mind. Zombies pounded against the glass door downstairs, licking the surface until it shone. Wow, Meng Shu remarked sincerely. The quality of this glass door is excellent, a high-quality domestic product. Make a note, we will purchase a batch later. Both survivors froze again in disbelief. Should we go through the back window? Zhang Qin asked shakily. Meng Shu placed a hand on the door with righteous pride. I have lived my life with honor and integrity. Why would I sneak around like a rat? He flung the door open. Holy goodness gracious, the two cried in unison. Meng Shu strode outside. I am not the owner of the Big Bone restaurant. It is closed today. Everyone take a flyer. Do you understand? Zhang Xiaqiu began tossing flyers at the surrounding zombies, as if distributing festival coupons. Meng Shu leapt forward and launched into a furious rampage. His eyes glowed crimson as he carved a path through the undead. Behind him, Professor Lau and Zhang Qin stood drenched in cold sweat. He is definitely not human. At the so-called sales office, debris lay scattered everywhere. Broken desks and shattered glass covered the floor. Meng Shu called out, Is anyone here? He turned back to the stunned pair. It seems the salesperson did not come to work today. In that case, I will be the salesperson. System notification. Task. Play the role of a real estate salesperson for half a day. Reward. Experience plus 10. Cash plus 30,000. Points plus 3. Title. One-day real estate sales champion. Meng Shu calmly combed his hair as Professor Lau Taitao and Zhang Qin stood nearby sweating nervously. Professor Lau, please sign the contract. He handed over a freshly printed commercial housing purchase contract. Professor Lau hesitated. Oh, all right, he muttered to himself. He can really do that? System notification. Success. You have successfully sold one property. Reward, cash commission plus 3,000 yuan. Distributable experience points plus 2. Meng Shu blinked in surprise. Is this reward from the flyer distributor task, or from real estate sales? A temporary task. Another pleasant surprise? Professor Lau studied the contract again. Is the content of this contract a bit rushed? But, what does it matter if it is rushed? This is the apocalypse. Meng Shu clapped his hands once. What about you two? Are you returning to the Big Bone restaurant, or waiting here? I still have other matters to handle. I will take you back once I am finished. System notification. President Meng's plan. Resolve Wang Wuzhang. Hire 2 lawyers. Find the big star in Tao County to expand influence. Professor Lau nodded quickly. Then, we had better return to the Big Bone restaurant. Chairman Ming, all right. I will take you back after I get off work. Both of them stared blankly. Get off work? I'm currently working a part-time job as a salesperson. You two may find a place to wait for me. A few moments later, Meng Shu opened another door. Professor Lau and Zhang Qin peeked outside. Dozens of zombies stared back with their mouths hanging open. Meng Shu raised a stack of contracts. Everyone, please sign the contracts. He hurled the papers forward like throwing knives. Sign them. One zombie actually froze in place, sweat seemingly forming on his decaying forehead. System notification. You were extremely efficient today. You sold 2 properties. You are today's sales champion. Reward. Experience plus 15. Cash plus 35,000. Points plus 3. Title obtained one-day real estate sales champion. Title effect after equipping. Favorability of potential target customers increases. Meng Shu scratched his chin. If they become too friendly, would that not simply attract more zombies? Forget it. I will not equip it. System notification. Hidden achievement obtained. First title. Reward. Points plus 5. Experience plus 5. Cash plus 1,000. Status update. Experience 38. Points 45. Assets 1.03 million. Meng Shu immediately allocated 12 experience points to intern clerk. System notification. Level up successful. Spirit plus 0.5. Remaining points 13. Oh right, I almost forgot about you two. He turned around. Professor Lau and Zhang Qin were still trembling like leaves in a storm. Meng Shu smiled brightly. Let us go. I will take you back to the Big Bone restaurant. Meng Shu said to Professor Lao Taitao and student Zhang Qin, if I am not back in 3 days, I will go wherever you want with you. Professor Lao Taitao said to student Zhang Qin, perhaps Chairman Meng is truly a kind person, and we were all misled by his so-called mental condition. Student Zhang Qin nodded. Seconded. Dashing law firm, the strongest law firm. Zombies lurked in the streets. One of them growled. Suddenly, it turned its head. Meng Shu swung his axe. Blood splattered as the blade struck. The zombie's head cracked, and its body collapsed to the ground. Meng Shu frowned. The zombies around here are extremely high level, he said. Just 2 streets away, level 1 zombies are already moving in packs. Level 2 and level 3 zombies also appear occasionally. He pointed at the corpse. This zombie's shoulder was pierced by a bullet. It is very likely that the army has already passed through. A few moments, Meng Shu and Zhang Xiaqiu climbed the stairs and entered an office room. Xiao Zhang, Meng Shu said quietly, let us scout first. Attack immediately if you see any zombies. Suddenly, a pair of glowing red eyes stared from behind him. Meng Shu sensed danger and turned around. The zombie leaped. He blocked just in time, but the impact sent him crashing into a desk. Ouch! He groaned. Sweat rolled down his face as he looked up. Before him stood a striking red-haired zombie with glowing crimson eyes. Her identification tag swayed slightly. Dashing law firm, Qi Liao. So she is a lawyer, Meng Shu muttered. Qi Liao slammed her bare hand into the desk. The wood cracked under the force. System notification. Target information detected. Class, Strength Type Variant Zombie. Level 5. A Strength Type Variant Zombie? Meng Shu said. No wonder she is so strong. He narrowed his eyes. However, she is still not as good as me. Zhang Xiaqiu watched from the side, swaying unsteadily. Qi Liao tried to approach her. Zhang Xiaqiu stared blankly, drooling slightly. Meng Shu sighed inwardly. This girl is definitely still craving the evolution crystal in my pocket. Hey, Qi Liao, Meng Shu called out. Interested in working for me? The benefits are excellent. Zombie employees work 24 hours a day. The rest of the time is free. Monthly salary starts at 15,000. Qi Liao paused. System notification. Host triggered. Recruitment detection. Recruitment target, Qi Liao. Current salary, 50,000 per month. Expected salary requirement, 80,000 per month, excluding commission. Recruitment success rate, extremely high. 80,000, Meng Shu exclaimed. You are not joking with that salary level, are you? He nodded decisively. Forget it. A fine horse deserves a fine saddle. Hired. Recruitment successful. Name, Qi Liao. Class, Strength Type Variant Zombie, Level 5. Lawyer, Level 7. Monthly salary, 80,000. Inner desires. Establish a law firm. Become nationally famous. Fewer strange cases. Evolution crystal. 4 desires? Meng Shu muttered. Pretty. Qi Liao suddenly pushed Zhang Xiaqiu aside. Zhang Xiaqiu stumbled and nearly fell, her leg lifting awkwardly to regain balance. Meng Shu raised his axe. Why can you not get along with your colleagues? He said calmly. Qi Liao lunged again. Just because you are my employee, Meng Shu continued, does not mean you will not get beaten up. He struck her shoulder, forcing her to retreat. A light flickered in Meng Shu's eyes. I got it. Lawyer Qi, he said loudly. Let me ask you a question. Is it illegal for a leader to refuse cash? Qi Liao froze. Zhang Xiaqiu tilted her head in confusion. Qi Liao favorability +10. Meng Shu smirked. Then, if my employee drops something, offers a 1 million reward, and I pick it up and claim the reward myself, is that illegal? If I burn the wrong paper money during the Qingming festival, can I ask for a refund? If someone gets a haircut in prison, can my uncle sue the prison? Does that count as filing a case? Favorability increased to 8. Qi Liao stared at him in silence. Lawyer Qi, Meng Shu said, grinning, you cannot even answer these questions. Should you not ask me, your newly appointed legal consultant, for help? Qi Liao favorability +20. Favorability reached 100. Hidden reward triggered, charm buff. All female creatures will experience a strong emotional effect toward you for 24 hours. This system really enjoys causing trouble, Meng Shu muttered. He pointed at Qi Liao. You do not mind if I call you Liao. From today onward, You are the manager of the legal department at Peace and Order Group. Chi Liao stiffened in shock. 1 second later, system task prompt. Position appointment, legal department manager, K5. Team formation progress, 2 out of 3. Chi Liao suddenly stepped close, gripping Mengshu's clothes. He froze, confused and sweat. What is going on? Jiang Jiaqu also moved closer and hugged him from behind, smiling faintly. Super charm buff remaining time, 23 hours and 56 minutes. Oh, Mengshu sighed. It is this blasted buff again. He glanced at the 2 women surrounding him. I wonder if it works on other female zombies as well. A system notification appeared. Time remaining, 23 hours and 50 minutes. Mengshu muttered to himself, literally speaking, does this mean that for the next 24 hours all female zombies will submit to my super charm? Is it really that effective, or does it only work on specific women? I guess I will have to go out and test it tomorrow. Mengshu stretched his arm and chuckled. Good thing this buff does not make their appetite skyrocket. They just want to cuddle. He sat down and let out a long breath. Sigh. If this system had arrived before the apocalypse, would my life not have been even better than a power fantasy protagonist's? Jiang Jiaqu and Chi Liao felt affection surge through their bones and grew visibly excited. Mengshu lay down on the bed and said lazily, do not fall too hard for me. Girls need to have some self-respect. Jiang Jiaqu walked toward Mengshu. She placed a hand on his shoulder, leaving him confused. Jiang Jiaqu smiled, and Mengshu immediately began to sweat. Mengshu spread his arms as Jiang Jiaqu and Chi Liao lay down beside him. He sighed helplessly. All right, hug me if you want. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. Mengshu sat up abruptly. What the heck? Are you going to let me sleep or not? He walked toward the door while Jiang Jiaqu and Chi Liao watched him go. As Mengshu gently opened the door, he saw another zombie dragging a chair forward. What a pain. Chi Liao suddenly grabbed Mengshu and pulled him back. She stared at the zombie ahead and, without hesitation, punched it straight in the face. Mengshu wiped the sweat from his brow and muttered, too violent. I am a man who wins people over with virtue. He lifted his axe slightly. And this axe, its name is virtue. Mengshu turned away and waved his hand. All right, come sleep. Remember to close the door when you come in. A few moments later, in the afternoon, Jiang Jiaqu and Chi Liao waited outside the restroom while Mengshu relieved himself. Mengshu shouted from inside, how long are you 2 going to watch me use the toilet? He muttered to himself, how much time is left on the buff? 14 hours. This is rough. He came out and waved his hands impatiently. Stop looking. There is nothing to see. Let us go, time to work. As Mengshu scattered flyers around, Chi Liao punched approaching zombies away. Meanwhile, Jiang Jiaqu posed calmly, drawing the attention of incoming zombies. Mengshu thought to himself, female zombies are crazier than the males. This buff really pulls them in. He shouted, you 2, hold off on the killing. Let me finish handing out flyers first, or else there will be no cuddling tonight. Stop! Jiang Jiaqu and Chi Liao immediately froze. Good, very obedient. Mengshu smiled. Tonight's reward is that you can do whatever you want with me. Jiang Jiaqu and Chi Liao looked at Mengshu with shining eyes full of affection. Mengshu cleared his throat and continued his work. Interested in some real estate projects? He tossed out more flyers. A moment later, Mengshu stopped in front of a glass door and knocked lightly. You guys inside, want a flyer? Inside, a survivor stared nervously. He spotted us. What do we do? He whispered. A bald man frowned in confusion. Another man trembled nervously. A woman gasped in shock. The nervous man whispered urgently, do not move. He might be bluffing. The woman frowned and said, what are you scared of? That guy is hot. He looks like a good person. Sunny, handsome, with that charm stat bonus type. I like him. She stood up and waved enthusiastically. Here, we are over here. Mengshu entered and smiled. Folks, interested in some real estate projects? As the group approached him, a system notification appeared. Super charm buff radiating. The woman began to drool slightly. So handsome. Mengshu asked calmly, I saw a lot of bodies with gunshot wounds outside. Do you know what the army was doing here? The man wiped sweat from his forehead. 4 or 5 buses came to evacuate people in batches, but on the way they got flipped over by mutant zombies. Mengshu nodded. Thanks, but that is useless information. Then I will not bother you. Stay safe, everyone. He waved goodbye and walked away. Suddenly, Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao hugged his arms tightly. Meng Shu scolded them. Not during the day. Night is okay. Have some dignity. People are watching. System notification. Quest flyer distribution complete. Quest evaluation, average. Reward, experience, 100, influence points, 10. Attribute points, 2, cash, 210,000. Meng Shu grinned. Time to level up. System notification. Flyer distributor, level 5, chairman, level 2. New skill unlocked, danger sense. Meng Shu laughed joyfully. I am unstoppable. System notification. Spirit, 15. Constitution, 17. Strength, 20. Agility, 20. System notification. Trigger quest. Help street homeless. Current homeless count, 83 people. Reward. Attributes +2. Experience +10. Influence +5. Meng Shu froze. 83 homeless people? He sniffed loudly as snot slipped out of his nose. You are counting the zombies as homeless, are you not? As Meng Shu walked out onto the street, he casually tossed flyers into the air and shouted, I, Chairman Meng, am a man of compassion. I cannot bear the sight of homeless people wandering the streets. Go and drive them all away. Beside him, Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao struck strikingly confident poses, their presence impossible to ignore. Meng Shu pointed straight ahead and said to them, Go, go, go. Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao dashed forward without hesitation. Qi Liao threw a powerful punch, sending a bystander's zombie reeling backward, while Jiang Xiaqiu followed up by launching another unsuspecting zombie into the air with a clean uppercut. A bald survivor stared blankly and muttered, He is a lunatic. A complete psychopath. Beside him, a woman who had clearly fallen in love at first sight could only stare in silence. Suddenly, Meng Shu shouted, Hey, hey, hey! Who told you to kill them? I said drive the homeless away, not blow their brains out. What do you think this is, Plants vs. Zombies? System notification. Mission progress -2. Meng Shu blinked. Huh? That actually counted? Well then, in that case, just kill them all. Chairman Meng is a man of mercy. I cannot stand to see them suffer any longer. Qi Liao surged forward, her movements a blur as she swept through the zombies ahead with overwhelming force. Jiang Xiaqiu also demonstrated her terrifying strength, striking down even a strikingly alluring zombie without hesitation. Qi Liao continued her rampage, unstoppable. System notification. Mission accomplished. Helped 83 homeless individuals escape life on the streets. Evaluation, perfect. Rewards, attribute points +2, experience +10, influence +20. Achievement title, Hecking City Charity Vanguard. Meng Shu laughed loudly. Ha ha. Even the system recognizes it. I am officially a philanthropist of Hecking City. Assign the points. Put everything into Constitution. A terrified survivor whispered, What the heck are those people? There are only 3 of them. Just 3, and they have wiped out dozens of zombies? Another woman gasped. My goodness, they are tearing through those zombies like they are made of paper. The bald survivor wiped sweat from his forehead and said shakily, I am telling you, they are mentally unstable. 1 second they are killing, the next they are relocating people, then throwing a tantrum, and something about handing out flyers. I have no idea what their problem is. A weak survivor slumped to the ground in relief. Thank goodness they are gone. Help me up, I need to go to the bathroom. I almost lost control. His companion stared at him in silent agreement. A short while later, outside on the street, an abandoned bus lay tilted at an angle. Meng Shu observed calmly. They look like they have seen some serious combat. Inside the bus, the driver pounded violently against the windshield. Meng Shu raised his axe and added, They are just a bit too enthusiastic. With a single swing, the glass shattered. The struggle ended just as quickly. Meng Shu immediately searched the remains. System notification. Equipment found, handgun. The weapon shimmered faintly as Meng Shu checked the magazine. It is even loaded. I have hit the jackpot. He glanced deeper into the bus. Too bad there is no rifle. Someone else must have scavenged it already. Turning toward the fallen soldiers nearby, Meng Shu sighed. Oh, you poor heroes. Allow me to see you off. Moments later, he poured gasoline over the remains, lit a flyer, and tossed it forward. Flames rose silently. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust, he said. Better this than rotting under the sun. Meng Shu turned to Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao. All right. Next target. Find the variant zombie that flipped this car, kill it, and secure the crystal. Both women were momentarily stunned as they followed him away. Behind them, the fire burned fiercely, reducing the military zombies to nothing but scorched remains. System notification. Warning. The high-tier talent, Doctor you pulled, has appeared within a 3-kilometer radius. Mongshu frowned slightly. It seems our new recruit is still a bit far away. Otherwise, the red guidance line would have appeared by now. Let us stick to the original plan. If we cross paths, we will bring our new colleague back with us. If not, we will deal with it later. Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao glanced at him. You two are far too introverted, Mongshu said casually. You never want to talk. He looked ahead and noticed wounded people lying across the ground. Huh? It has already appeared? Since our new colleague is nearby, let us go give him a warm welcome. Move out. The two women stiffened in shock. Mongshu, Qi Liao, and Jiang Xiaqiu sprinted toward the disturbance. As Mongshu closed in, sweat formed on his brow, yet a grin spread across his face. Suddenly he stopped. Ahead of them, countless zombies gathered, and one stood atop an overturned ambulance, commanding attention. The surrounding zombies let out distorted cries. Mongshu narrowed his eyes. This has to be the high-tier talent, Doctor. Use read the room. System notification. Target information. Profession, spirit-type variant zombie. Level 6. Outside, zombies roamed the streets in restless clusters. Mongshu grabbed Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao by the wrists and pulled them forward. You two, keep up. He narrowed his eyes at the figure ahead. A spirit-type variant zombie, and a doctor as well? I can already guess which department director she used to be, he muttered. Definitely from the psychiatric ward. Her mental state must be exceptional. He stroked his chin thoughtfully. My spirit attribute has always been the lowest among my 4 main stats. If we recruit a high-tier talent like this, perhaps my spirit will finally improve. He paused, then added bluntly. Although the real reason is that high spirit types are extremely troublesome to kill. He cupped his hands around his mouth and shouted toward the Dr. Zombie. Recruiting you into our company is proving to be a hassle. You have far too many patients. Clearing them all out will take forever. He raised his pistol dramatically. I have already prayed to the flying spaghetti monster 3 times. If my next 3 shots jam, I am leaving immediately. He narrowed his eyes. But if they do not jam, then it is destiny. The heavens punishing a mindless zombie like you. Click. He posed like a gangster and pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. His face stiffened. Oh, my mistake. I forgot to switch off the safe. Suddenly, a sharp warning echoed in his mind. You have disturbed the zombie teacher. The Dr. Zombie slowly turned her head toward Mongshu. For some reason, her cloudy eyes seemed filled with intense affection. The surrounding undead also turned, locking their crimson gazes onto him. Their bodies stiffened, and a faint red glow flickered within their eyes. Crap! Mongshu shouted. She can control other zombies. With a shrill cry, the horde charged at him. Holy crap! The super charm buff is still active? Is she actually interested in me? He quickly shook his head. Oh, right. Those two are ridiculously possessive. They must see the doctor as a serious rival. Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao immediately rushed forward to shield him. Jiang Xiaqiu punched a female zombie straight in the face, shattering its jaw. Qi Liao darted sideways, her nails flashing as she scratched another zombie's throat. With a swift motion, she sliced through its neck using her bare fingers. The zombie's head popped cleanly off its shoulders. Bang! Mongshu finally began firing. One bullet pierced a zombie's forehead. Several shots missed the Dr. Zombie entirely. Huh? So I am not a natural-born marksman after all? He continued firing recklessly, far beyond the pistol's intended limit. At last, a bullet struck the Dr. Zombie directly in the eye as she stared at him. She staggered backward and fell against an overturned ambulance before collapsing to the ground. Mongshu holstered his pistol and pulled out his axe. Whoa! That headshot rate is actually pretty decent. He rolled up his sleeves. Raising his voice calmly, he declared, I believe you were once respectable zombies. I am giving you 1 minute to choose. His tone turned icy. Stay here, and you will end up just like her. I am starting now. The street fell into silence. He sighed. Forget it. 3, 2, 1. Time is up. With that, he swung his axe. The blade cleaved through multiple zombies as he charged forward at astonishing speed, cutting a path through the horde. Between strikes, he glanced upward. Hey, system, they count as homeless people, right? He grinned shamelessly. I'm a kind-hearted man. I am sending them home. Do I get another charity reward? 10 minutes later, the Dr. Zombie, half destroyed, crawled weakly across the pavement, shrieking at him. Shut the hell up, Mongshu snapped. Do you honestly think you sound good? He kicked her head, sending it rolling sideways. Pointing dramatically at her fallen body, he proclaimed, I am the true Song King of Heking, now die. His axe came down once more. Afterward, he crouched and inspected what remained of her brain. A faint glow emerged before him. A system notification appeared. Junior Evolution Crystal, Spirit Type, Quality, Common. Meng Shu turned to Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao. You two, remember this. Whoever sings better gets the crystal. He gestured toward the defeated Dr. Zombie. Do not end up like her. If you are terrible, then practice instead of howling like a lunatic. Behind him, Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao stared at the glowing Junior Evolution Crystal, practically drooling as their eyes shone with greed. Meng Shu muttered to himself, after every fight, I end up changing my clothes. It is such a nuisance. How does everyone else deal with this? Do they carry an entire wardrobe around with them? He waved the thought away. Forget it. Since I have the opportunity, I might as well go shopping. A high-end shopping center. The entire place glittered with extravagance. Meng Shu looked around in awe. You can truly tell the difference in a luxury mall. Even the air smells expensive. He strolled past the jewelry counters, eyeing the displays. Where are the clerks? Is no one here? A sly smile appeared on his face. Does that mean I can take a few souvenirs? He picked up a thick gold chain, then grabbed a stack of cash from an open register. I am rich. This must be worth at least 200,000 or 300,000. He immediately checked his system panel. Huh? My wealth did not increase. He frowned. As expected, the system does not recognize cash assets. Then this is even worse than scrap metal. Although, in terms of conductivity, it should still be decent, right? He shrugged casually. I will keep it for now. It might prove useful someday. Turning around, he glanced at Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao. Holding up two dazzling necklaces, he grinned. Come on. Follow me and I will make sure your benefits are top tier. The two women smiled and moved closer, wrapping their arms around him and pressing against him affectionately. Hey, Meng Shu protested. No cuddling. That is not included in your performance evaluation criteria. Let us head upstairs. We will clean up and get to work looking sharp. Second floor, clothing level. Meng Shu's eyes locked onto a sleek black coat. Whoa, what a badass raincoat. His eyes sparkled, pure black, waterproof, and designed like a cloak. It looks just like what the elders of the Hall of Souls would wear. This aura, it perfectly matches the chairman of the Heking group. Without hesitation, he unbuttoned his shirt, revealing his chiseled physique, then slipped into an expensive turtleneck and the luxurious raincoat. He picked up his axe and swung it experimentally. Feels great. My draw speed with the gun is smooth too. Perfect. He grabbed two more coats and tossed them toward Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao. Let us move. The chairman is taking you both to bathe and change. Our team uniform is going to look killer. Later that night, by the fountain, Meng Shu soaked a cloth in water. He gently wiped the grime from Jiang Xiaqiu's face. Come here, Vice President. You need a thorough scrubbing. He felt his ears heat up. After being single for so long, even a blushing zombie starts to look somewhat charming. He carefully cleaned the blood from her shoulder. A professional bathhouse attendant would charge $20 or $30 for this, but I am doing it for free. Consider it charity. A short while later, Jiang Xiaqiu stood clean and refreshed. Meng Shu stepped back to admire his handiwork. Vice President, with this new look, your girl next door vibe is off the charts. As he placed a giant diamond necklace around her neck, Jiang Xiaqiu hugged him tightly. Qi Liao glanced at the golden phoenix necklace in his hand. Qi Liao, you cooperate too. After another round of meticulous scrubbing, Meng Shu turned on the lights and surveyed the results. Makeover complete. He sat down proudly, high-end, atmospheric and refined, low-key, luxurious and meaningful, perfectly suited for a successful businessman like me. He then examined the crystals he had gathered. The blue one is spirit type from that doctor. The red one is strength type from the bodyguard. The yellow one is constitution type, compensation from that grandson who scraped my car. The green one was eaten by Xiao Zhang. What a waste. He tapped his chin thoughtfully. If these are junior level, does that mean there are intermediate, advanced, supreme, and even universe invincible versions? The kind where the sect, leader of Tongtian, fights the zombie king. He shook his head firmly. No. I need long-term planning. One can only become a saint through merit. Suddenly, a small, muddy toy poodle leaped at him. Holy, what is that thing? He kicked it mid-air. Woof, 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 the creature hit the ground, then staggered upright, bearing sharp fangs. Woof, woof, woof. Meng Shu stared. A teddy? A zombie dog? Even after infection, you are still this noisy? He activated a skill, using reading the room. Target is non-human. Skill failed. He blinked. Wow, so zombies count as people, but zombie dogs do not? That is some dark humor. A grin spread slowly across his face. Now that zombie dogs have appeared, things are getting more interesting. Meng Shu's aura flared as he glared at the snarling creature. You little rascal. I have never dealt with your model before. Woof, woof. Zhang Xiaoqiu and Qi Liao instinctively stepped forward, but Meng Shu raised a hand sharply. Stay back. I will handle this. He drew his pistol in one smooth motion and fired. The zombie poodle jerked midair as the bullet struck its body. I might miss from 10 paces, Meng Shu said coolly. But within 5 meters, do you think I have Parkinson's? The creature trembled on the ground. Bang, bang. Let us add 2 more shots, just to be safe. Silence returned. Meng Shu crouched and examined the corpse. A system notification appeared. Obtained Junior Evolution Crystal, Gene Type, Description, a special evolution crystal. Consumption will result in being influenced by the genes of the original organism. Friendly tip, consumption is not recommended. However, if coated in breadcrumbs and fried until golden brown, the neighbor's children will cry for a bite. He stared at the glowing crystal. It even comes with cooking advice? He snorted. You are right though. I will take it back and feed it to the dog. I happen to have one in the security department. Early the next morning, 1 backpack, 1 suitcase, 2 walking chesters with me. With this level of combat power, even Don't Starve would have to kneel. Sometime later, as the trio walked down the empty streets, Meng Shu stopped. A legless zombie dragged itself along the pavement. They locked eyes. Meng Shu casually flicked a 5 yuan bill toward it. Come here, brother. Here is $5. Buy yourself something nice to eat. The zombie stared blankly at the bill as it fluttered down. Then it tore the note into pieces. Meng Shu slowly raised his axe. Damaging RMB is illegal. In your next life, pay more attention. The axe fell. He glanced down at his black raincoat. With this on, I do not even need to wash it. Chehehe. I should collect a few more later. The texture is excellent. Spirit-type zombies have a wide attraction radius. The density in this area has already decreased. He spotted a vehicle parked nearby. This car looks like it can still run. He smashed the side mirror with his axe, testing it. Then he turned toward Zhang Xiaoqiu and Qi Liao. Get in. The chairman is taking you for a ride. The engine roared to life as they drove off. Dusk. They arrived at a luxurious residential district. Meng Shu slowly drove along an empty street before stopping. This place is magnificent. Truly impressive. I will buy a unit here in the future. A notification appeared before his eyes. Task triggered. Purchase real estate. Reward. Attribute point +1. Points +10. Warm tip. Resting in your own property grants additional daily rewards. He blinked. I was only talking. Another notification followed. New task. Purchase a luxury car. Market value 1 million. Reward. Same as above. Note. Display the status of a successful individual, even if you currently lack a female confidant. System. You really look down on single people, do you not? He sighed. Whatever. Who does not love a house and a car? I have decided. A Martha. He paused dramatically. No. A Lambo. Later, he arrived at house 243. He stepped out and looked around, frowning. Wait, where is everyone? Where are the bodies? The streets were spotless. No blood, no corpses, no signs of struggle. This place, has it been completely cleaned up? Do not tell me the janitors in this luxury villa district are still diligently working during the apocalypse. He nodded in admiration. Good. Very good. Such commendable professional dedication. A business idea sparked in his mind. My company also has a cleaning department. If I outsource them here for 200,000 per month, that would guarantee profit. He adjusted his raincoat proudly. Business genius Meng remains humble as always. He pushed open the villa door. So many rooms, and not a single person inside? His footsteps echoed through the empty hall. Where did everyone go? He glanced toward the window. Outside, beyond the glass, a shadow stood motionless, watching. As the streetlights opened at night, Meng Shu, Zhang Xiaoqiu, and Qi Liao walked the streets. Meng Shu looked at his phone and said, This place is seriously massive. These luxury villa districts really love to flex. The footprint is practically the size of an airport. Where did all the neighbors go? Are they at work, or did they all ascend to heaven as a group? Suddenly he noticed something and said, Meng Shu was shocked and said, someone appeared. As people meditated around a circle and zombies watched them, behind them were crucifixes with people on them. Meng Shu said to himself, cultivating? So the apocalypse just started, and these guys are already beta testing Ascension? I don't get it, but it looks pretty sinister. Meng Shu used his skill, reading the room, monitoring, the white-clad no display, name, Wang Wuzhang, profession, gene-enhanced human, level 4, chairman, level 12, clerk, level 8, taxi driver, level 6, position, chairman of Wanxiang International, chairman of Tiani Entertainment. Meng Shu said to himself, damn it, he's a side hustle maniac, stacking buffs like chairman plus driver plus clerk. Even an HR manager wouldn't dare look at this resume. It's probably that Lord group again. I've already seen 3 groups like this in Hecking. The country is so big, don't tell me they're popping up everywhere. As he took out his pistol, Meng Shu walked towards the group and said, Chairman Wang, my name is Zhang Lunping. I'm from the Qingnan district. I know Li Shang, and I just saw Wang Deli. And he said to himself, I won't pretend to be one of the chosen this time to avoid slipping up. Better stick to some truths. As Wang Wuzhang opened his eyes and looked at Meng Shu, he smiled and said, I know you. You are a messenger of the Lord. You look more like one of the chosen than some of the actual chosen. Meng Shu said, whoa, you've upgraded your vocabulary. And he said to himself, then he must also know that my name isn't Zhang Lunping. Meng Shu said, Chairman Wang, what kind of act is this? Surely you don't need to tie up zombies as support just to close your eyes and cultivate? Wang Wuzhang said, I'm spreading the will of the Lord and building a bridge of communication between man and the Lord. Meng Shu said, Tisk, sounds like that routine of Wang Deli's. You mean that cannibalistic style of communication? Wang Wuzhang stood up and said, blasphemy. That was heresy. True communication consists of meditation, detachment, and purification. Meng Shu said, got it. So it's the minimalist Dan Shari lifestyle. Does that mean you have to give up greed, anger, and obsession and burn away worldly possessions like cash? Wang Wuzhang said, wealth is merely on the surface. True detachment is letting go of the things most difficult to part with. That is Chairman Deng's wife, Ms. Wang's son, and President Li's brother. They have all completed their detachment by discarding their closest kin. Meng Shu said, fine, I get it. So, is there a funeral feast today? Can I sit at the kids' table? It's easier to reach the food there. Wang Wuzhang said, is something wrong with your head? Meng Shu said, I'm perfectly healthy, but your pyramid scheme vibe is way too strong. If you don't tell the truth, I'm going to fall asleep. Why am I actually getting sleepy? As he yawned and tears came out of his eyes, he then pointed his pistol at Wang Wuzhang and said, crap, you actually have mind control. Meng Shu continued to say, Mr. Zhang, the spark is only bestowed upon the new humans. Prometheus brought light to mankind. Wang Wuzhang said, you must understand, this is the screening of the spark. Meng Shu said, I believe in Swaran, not some foreign myth. We drilled for our own spark. Choose, Chairman Wang, the level 92 Venerable One or the Fire Axe Bodhisattva. As he shot his unlimited ammo pistol at Wang Wuzhang was hit in the arm and said in pain, ah, Meng Shu said, just as I thought, I can't aim for crap. I really need to practice. As he smirked, Meng Shu continued to shoot at Wang Wuzhang. Wang Wuzhang, like a gymnast, tumbled out of the way and evaded the bullets. Suddenly he was hit in the shin. In pain, he shouted like a little girl, saying, Zhang Lunping, don't push me. The Lord will not forgive you. Meng Shu said, sure, then why don't you transform into an armor hero for me? As his pistol smoked, Wang Wuzhang trembled in fear on the ground. Wang Wuzhang shouted, resurrect my love! Suddenly the ground burst. As his love came out of the ground and shrieked, Wang Wuzhang laughed. Meng Shu sweated in shock as his skin trembled, saying, holy crap, she really resurrected. No way, are you actually the Tang God King? The system said, detection result level 10 zombie. Note, non-variant, but danger level is extremely high. As it showed off her tongue, ready and saliva dripped, Meng Shu was shocked as his jaw dropped and his gun twisted in fear. As he said, level 10. I thought I was a firearm winner, but it looks like I've respawned as a total noob. The giant zombie lady, Wang Wuzhang's lover, screamed as Meng Shu was startled. Shocked, Meng Shu said, a level 10 zombie? Are you kidding me? This is an urban bug level mob. No, wait, this size is insane. This is a literal heavy tank. Suddenly, the giant zombie lady raised her feet ready to stomp on Wang Wuzhang. Wang Wuzhang said in shock, What the hell? How did it turn into this? The giant zombie lady stepped on Wang Wuzhang's foot, instantly crushing it, and he said, "Ha ha ha, it doesn't matter anymore. Zhang Lunping, let's go to hell together." A system notification said, "Super Charm buff active. Countdown 2 hours 32 minutes. Meng Shu said, "Fuck my life, this buff is a total scam." As the giant zombie lady charged at Meng Shu with full of love, Meng Shu shot at her with his tiny pistol. Meng Shu said, "A brand new fire axe. A new life of hacking and slashing begin." As Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao were reflected on the blade of the axe, they suddenly jumped and scratched the giant zombie lady. Meng Shu raised his axe and cut her palm off as her fingers flew. Meng Shu jumped to attack with his axe, hitting the head of the giant zombie lady, and landed on the ground, cutting her in half. Meng Shu said, "It has been detected that you are suspected of felling a massive tree. Please note illegal logging is a crime." As he put his hood up, it rained blood. Wang Wuzhang said, "You, who the hell are you?" Meng Shu said, "Answer my questions and promise me 2 things and I won't kill you. First, who is the Lord? Second, sign this. You are transferring all the real estate and vehicles under your name to me for free, got it? Just to be clear, I'm not forcing you, you're free to refuse." Wang Wuzhang trembled as he looked at the contract and said, "The Lord is just a Lord. I don't know either." The moment the apocalypse began, the concept just suddenly popped into my head. Meng Shu said, "Fine, fine, fine. Then hurry up and sign the declaration." Wang Wuzhang sweated and said, "I, Wang Wuzhang, voluntarily transfer all assets under my name to Zhang Lunping." Shocked, Meng Shu said, "Wait, it's Meng Shu." And he said to himself, "Holy crap, I almost let Zhang Lunping snag a whole company for free." Confused, Wang Wuzhang said, "Huh?" Meng Shu said, "Huh, what? Hurry up and write." As Wang Wuzhang signed the contract, he said, "Okay. His hands trembled while signing. Wang Wuzhang said, "It's done. It's all done." As Meng Shu smiled at the contract, he turned away and said, "I said I wouldn't kill you." As Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao came towards Wang Wuzhang, Meng Shu looked back and smiled, saying, "But I never said I'd stop others from killing you." As Zhang Xiaqiu pierced the chest of Wang Wuzhang, Meng Shu said, "System, surely you're going to give me a few $100 million now." A system notification said, "It has been detected that Wang Wuzhang of Wanxiang International Company Limited has been defeated by your superior business tactics and has died in despair." A system notification said, "You have achieved a total victory in this business war." A system notification said, "Phase 2 mission complete. Rewards 15 assignable career EXP, 1.5 assignable attribute points, 5 points, 500,000 cash." A system notification said, "All mission phases complete. You have gained 30 chairman career EXP." A system notification said, "The first opponent of a business war is always worth remembering. My friend, your strength is truly impressive." A system notification said, "By defeating Wanxiang International, a longtime titan of the hacking city customer service industry in your very first battle, you have become the new giant of the industry. You are simply too powerful." A system notification said, "Hidden achievement unlocked, business prodigy. Rewards 50,000 cash, 5 points." Meng Shu said, "System, you're just a financial fraud AI, aren't you? What about the transferred assets? Wang Wuzhang voluntarily gave me all his wealth. Are you pocketing the kickbacks?" A system notification said, "The transfer failed and cannot take effect because there was no valid written contract, no witnesses to notarize the transfer, and Wanxiang International is now bankrupt." Furthermore, during the process, Wang Wuzhang felt extreme anger and reluctance toward the host. A system notification said, "Additionally, it has been detected that Wang Wuzhang's current total assets consist of a 160 million debt." Shocked and trembling, Meng Shu said, "That old geezer, damn it, I knew he didn't do it willingly. And you're even in debt." Gene-enhanced humans usually mutate into high-tier zombies after death, but the transformation process hasn't been observed before. Wang Wuzhang is the key specimen. Meng Shu said, "It really did change." As Wang Wuzhang suddenly stood up, the system said, "Gene-enhanced mental variant zombie, level 8. Meng Shu said, "Level 8? Then you'd better just hurry up and die. You don't fit the socialist employment structure." As he cut Wang Wuzhang, Meng Shu said, "Hey, there's a raincoat too. Right, you're not dead yet, are you? I'm buying your house for 300,000. If you don't object, I'll take that as a yes." A system notification said, "Based on the price fluctuations, 300,000 has been evaluated as a reasonable price. Purchase successful. You have acquired 1 property." A system notification said, "Mission complete. Rewards 1 assignable attribute point, 10 points." Meng Shu said, "A literal transition of the deceased property. The boss's spirit lives on. Put 1 point into Constitution and the rest into Spirit." A system notification said, "Attribute points assigned. Your current stats are Spirit 16.5, Constitution 20, Strength 20, Agility 20. Meng Shu said, "My spirit is a bit lacking compared to the other 3 attributes. It seems I really do have some mental issues." As he looked at the calling card, attending physician, psychiatry department, Peking City Municipal Hospital, Wang Sunming. Meng Shu said, I should find time to make an appointment. You can't delay treating mental illness, especially the kind caused by the system. As Meng Shu looked at the calling card, it read, attending physician, psychiatry department, Peking City Municipal Hospital, Wang Shunming. Meng Shu said to himself, come to think of it, who gave me this business card? I can't quite remember. He raised his wrench and said, whatever, I won't overthink it. As he hit the head of Wang Shunming, Meng Shu took the gemstone and said, I've finally found you, little darling. He looked around, the others continued to meditate. Meng Shu came close to one man and said, hey man, wake up. You don't actually believe this garbage, do you? If you do, I'll be laughing at you for the rest of my life. The man didn't flinch and continued to meditate. Meng Shu said, pretend I can't hear. Meng Shu suddenly slapped him back to reality, but he continued to meditate without moving his body, stiff as wood. The man smiled and blood dripped from his mouth. Confused, Meng Shu said, everyone's dead? Suddenly he sweated and said, the chosen. Just hearing that name gave Meng Shu a sudden chill. He was certain of one thing. He felt an instinctive hostility toward this so-called Lord. As he looked at the building, he took out his axe and said, believe whatever you want. As for me, I believe in the fire axe Bodhisattva. A few moments later at Wang Wuzhang's mansion, Meng Shu looked around and said, I have to say, this guy Wang Wuzhang really knew how to enjoy himself. The living room is massive, the ceilings are high, the wine is flowing, and the bed is soft. It's simply perfect. His jaw almost dropped as the place sparkled with elegance. A few moments later, Meng Shu entered the master bedroom and jumped onto the $1,000,000 bed. Meng Shu said with joy, this is the pinnacle of life. Ha ha ha. As Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao looked at Meng Shu inside the room, Meng Shu opened the curtains and said, I am staying here tonight. He jumped back onto the $1,000,000 bed and said, I haven't been this comfortable in a long time. Comfortable? Zhang Xiaqiu suddenly held Meng Shu's chest, blushed, and said, how did it get even more comfortable? Confused, Meng Shu said, hasn't the charm buff worn off already? Just whatever, I'll force myself to share the bed tonight. As Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao hugged Meng Shu on the bed and started to sleep, Meng Shu froze in shock, sweating. The next morning, as the sun rose and hit the room, a system notification said, living in a mansion is pretty great, isn't it? The feeling of having a beauty in your arms must have you overjoyed. That's right, this is the perfect life. Enjoy the changes this stage of life brings you. Reward gained 1.1 assignable XP. Note, you have activated perfect home mode. Every time you return to your perfect home to rest and reorganize, you will receive random rewards such as points, cash, EXP, skill points, or attribute points. Meng Shu stretched his arms and said, wow, this feature is incredible. Should I just move the company here? Home is the company, and the company is home. A system notification said, the company is the company, and the home is the home. Host, please note, a perfect home is strictly limited to serving as a haven for rest. If you set your company's location as your perfect home, you will be required to find a new perfect home. Meng Shu said, fine. You certainly are quick with these patches. A system notification said, a beautiful day starts with exercise. Having defeated Wangshang International, you are now the boss of a significant enterprise in Peking City, a true business tycoon. Do not overwork yourself. Get up early, get some exercise, and go say hello to your dear neighbors. Task triggered, exercise task reward. Various. Meng Shu said, can't you just let me get rich in peace? Fine, I have to act like a proactive entrepreneur. Get up early and embrace the sun. Let the brilliant sunshine fill your body. As he stretched his arms in front of the window, Meng Shu said, Vice President Zhang, Manager Qi, let's go. It's time for morning exercise. As he walked outside the mansion, Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao followed him, instantly changing into their sexy gym clothes. A few moments later, as they jogged outside, Meng Shu said, good morning, neighbor. Out with the kid. So early. These two are just my employees, so don't get the wrong idea. Hee hee. Hello, your little dog is so cute. The task wants me to greet the neighbors, then I'll greet them. Do the corpses count as neighbors? A few moments later, Meng Shu did some push-ups on the floor. After some push-ups, he did some stretching again. A system notification said, exercise successful. A beautiful life starts here. Remember to keep exercising every day from now on. Reward gained, 1.3 assignable XP. He sat down. A system notification said, assign 30 EXP to intern clerk. Level up successful. Your profession intern clerk has increased from level 2 to level 3. You have gained a 0.5 spirit bonus. Meng Shu said, my mental state has never been better. As he looked at his hands, he felt the power-ups he had received from the system. At the villa complex main gate, Meng Shu was shocked as he saw some noisy zombies. Annoyed, Meng-shu sweated and said, "So noisy, what are you screaming for? You're in high spirits too?" As he picked his earwax, the operational brain of an apocalyptic marketing genius begins to whirl. Meng-shu said to himself, "Never mind, it's good to keep them around. They're close for handing out flyers, and they can intimidate other survivors." A few moments later, Meng-shu, Zhang Jiaqu, and Qi Liao walked towards the zombies. As a salaryman jumped towards Meng-shu cut him with a single swing and said, "You two, watch out for pedestrians. Practice civilized urban travel," as he yawned. Zhang Jiaqu and Qi Liao were shocked. Meng-shu looked at the bus and said, "Nice, I got a big vehicle. Now departmental management for the staff won't be an issue." Meng-shu opened the door as his eyes sparkled. Meng-shu said, "No keys and a pool of blood. Tisk, the plot is thickening. Spread out and find the driver. Whoever finds the keys gets a promotion and a raise." As Zhang Jiaqu and Qi Liao nodded. Annoyed, Meng-shu said, "You guys, give me some face at least." Meng-shu looked at Zhang Jiaqu and Qi Liao saying, "If you don't move now, don't even think about sleeping with me tonight." Zhang Jiaqu and Qi Liao were shocked. A few moments later, Zhang Jiaqu and Qi Liao searched the zombies around as Meng-shu looked on, confused. In the early stages of a startup, everything in the company is waiting to be rebuilt. To motivate the employees, Chairman Meng has no choice but to sell his looks. "My life is so hard." As he looked outside, he saw Zhang Jiaqu stepping on a zombie with a key in his hand. Meng-shu used his skill, reading the room. A system notification said, "Dead credibility, 97%." Meng-shu, Zhang Jiaqu, and Qi Liao were shocked. Meng-shu raised his axe and said, "Safety first, that is the corporate," as he swung his axe. He picked up the key and said, "Huh? This key looks like it's for a safe. Whatever, as long as it opens the door." Zhang Jiaqu took the car key and said, "Ow ow." Meng-shu said, "I found it." Meng-shu's internal translation, "Good job, so smart. Still more reliable than that airheaded manager Qi." As Zhang Jiaqu smiled and Qi Liao looked back at them, whispering to each other. A few moments later, Meng-shu rode on the school bus and said, "Let's go, girls. I'll take you for a spin." As he put the key into the ignition, they drove off. As the streets were silent, Meng-shu put on shades. For a man driving a big vehicle, destiny does not allow him to lay low. A system notification said, "Detected, host personally driving to pick up employees for work." A system notification said, "Earn points and EXP for every employee carried." Meng-shu said, "This is great. I even get performance bonuses for driving the shuttle. You're the best system." A zombie suddenly appeared in front of their path. Meng-shu said, "You're getting in the way of my profits?" As he stepped on the gas. Meng-shu said, "Want to be reincarnated in another world? Come, let the mud truck give you a ride." And he hit the zombie, and it flew and hit the ground. Meng-shu said to himself, "The kind-hearted Chairman Meng has sent off yet another lost soul." A few moments later, at Shidagu restaurant, Zhang Qin said, "Is that crazy kid coming back?" Lao Taitao said, I don't know." Zhang Qin said, "Where is he? Look at the time. Why isn't he at work yet?" Lao Taitao sweated and said, "He actually came." As Zhang Qin also sweated. Meng-shu opened the door of the school bus and said to Zhang Qin and Lao Taitao, "Yo." As Zhang Qin slowly entered, she saw Zhang Jiaqu and Qi Liao sitting in the front row. Zhang Qin sweated and trembled in fear as she said, "Teacher, they have such a cold vibe," as another zombie sat behind in the shadows. A system notification said, "Intern lawyer Zhao Zhelai, an uninvited walking corpse colleague." Meng-shu said, "Zhao Zhelai, in my company eating people without orders is forbidden. Do it again and I'll crack your skull open." As intern lawyer Zhao Zhelai trembled in fear and crumbled to the ground, Chairman Meng successfully subdued zombies using management theory. Zhang Qin and Lao Taitao were shocked and sweated. Meng-shu said, "Don't be afraid. He's from the legal department. He just started and hasn't been trained yet." Zhang Qin and Lao Taitao trembled in fear as they walked inside the school bus. Suddenly, a zombie hit the window of the school bus. Lao Taitao sweated and said to himself, "Zombies can't possibly have reason." Lao Taitao said to herself, "We have to work with zombies?" Zhang Qin said to himself, "Can someone tell me I haven't gone crazy?" "Going crazy is fine too, whatever," Meng-shu said. "Everyone sit tight, we're setting off." Zhang Qin and Lao Taitao sweated and said, "Oh, okay." A system notification said, "Detection, high-level talent found within 3 kilometers radius. Architect." Meng-shu said, not bad, another candidate for a new employee." As Wen Yuan stood at a distance, Wen Yuan sweated and said, "Can't stop. I can't die." Wen Yuan saw the incoming bus towards him and was shocked and confused. Wen Yuan said, "Someone's driving," and he shouted, "Help!" The bus stopped, and Meng-shu pressed on the door to open. Suddenly, the door of the bus slowly opened as a bright light shone upon him. Wen Yuan saw angels all over Mengshu as Mengshu smiled upon Wen Yuan. Mengshu said, "Little Wen, don't be afraid. This is the shuttle bus for our Peace and Order group. Are you heading to our group for an interview?" Wen Yuan, in awe, said, "Aye." Mengshu said, "Our group is very legitimate. Come on up and see." As Wen Yuan entered the school bus and looked around silently, he said to himself, Zombies. As Zhang Xiaoqiu, Qiliao, and intern lawyer Zhao Zhelai looked at him with their red glowing eyes, the other zombies rushed towards him, and Wen Yuan said, Behind us, there are more zombies. The zombies are coming." Mengshu shot at the head of the zombie as blood splattered. Mengshu blew the smoke from his gun and said, "Do you know who I am, charging around like that?" As Wen Yuan sweated, the other zombies charged at the school bus. Mengshu closed the door and put on his shades, saying, "Everyone sit tight," as he put the gear in first and floored the gas. The bus suddenly accelerated quickly from 0 to 10 kilometers per hour in 5 seconds. Wen Yuan said to Zhang Qin and Lao Taitao, "What should we do?" Lao Taitao said, "Stay calm, little Wen." Zhang Qin said, "The chairman will handle everything, little Wen." Wen Yuan said to himself, "Then what's with all that cold sweat running down your faces?" As Zhang Qin and Lao Taitao sweated in fear. A few moments later, at Peace and Order Company, Mengshu stopped the bus. Mengshu got out and said, "Who owes me money? Anyone blocking the company entrance needs to beat it." The other zombies looked back at Mengshu and charged at him. Wen Yuan said, Who says only those standing in the light are heroes?" Mengshu instantly cut them into pieces. As Mengshu swung his axe to take off the blood from its edge, Mengshu said, "All right, get off and gather round. The interview starts immediately." As Meng saw Mengshu arriving, Meng was confused, saying, "Roar." Mengshu raised his foot and stepped on Meng, saying, "Meng, you trash. You're ignoring the 30-plus zombies at the entrance to actually make me the chairman. Do your work for you. Do you want to get laid off?" A system notification said, "Fine for assaulting an employee, 100. Mengshu said, I'm fining you $1,000. Zhang Qin, Lao Taitao, and Wen Yuan were confused, saying, "You can fine a zombie?" Mengshu looked back at them and said, "You four, tidy yourselves up and get ready for the interview." A few moments later, at 4th floor office, Mengshu and Zhang Lunping waited. Mengshu said, "Didn't you work in HR? I'm promoting you to team leader of the HR department now." Zhang Lunping, confused, said, "Huh?" Mengshu said, "Don't hummy, get to work." As Mengshu crumpled the paper and threw it, saying, "The internet says this kind of interview can test character." Zhang Lunping, still confused, said, Wen Yuan knocked on the door as Mengshu said, "Enter." Wen Yuan came inside with his arm still bleeding. As he pulled a chair silently, Mengshu said, "Little Wen, do you think waste paper can walk into the trash can by itself?" Wen Yuan, confused, looked at Mengshu as Mengshu smiled. Wen Yuan stood confused in the hallway. He said, "What do you call your father's father? Playing bridge? Am I here for an interview or a psychological evaluation? 10 minutes ago." Mengshu said, "Focus on Chen Bin. I'm very interested in him. Also, what are your salary expectations? Briefly introduce your work experience. Make sure to highlight the best parts. Tell us exactly how you got injured. Give us the specific details." Blah, blah, blah. Wen Yuan sweated and said to himself, "Is this really a post-apocalyptic hell? They're actually following a standard recruitment process? Even if the details of that process are incredibly bizarre, this company, it's unnaturally clean. It's no different from how things were before the end of the world. Chairman Meng really does have some skills. At the very least, it's safe here. If I can actually work here, I might have a chance to get my hand treated." Mengshu said, 20,000 for Professor Lao, 10,000 for Zhang Qin. Wen Yuan, 8,000 as an intern. Little Wen won't receive a salary for the first 3 months. It'll go toward his medical expenses. Hygiene and cleaning department, legal department, security department, communication service department, HR department, medical safety department, civil engineering department. Wen Yuan's spine was shocked, and he said to himself, 8,000. And the first 3 months go toward treatment. You call this an internship? Mengshu said, "The company earns it, the company spends it. Don't think about taking a penny home." At the Evolution Crystal Laboratory, renovated cafeteria, Mengshu, attorney Zhang Wei, intern lawyer Zhao Zhelai, Chi Wei, and Wag patiently waited for Mengshu's words as he held the crystals in his hand. Mengshu tossed a yellow crystal at Chi Wei and said, "I didn't expect the company goddess to be like this. You really can't judge a book by its cover. Eat." Chi Wei started to chew on the crystal as she leveled up. The system said, "Name, Chi Wei. Occupation, spirit type variant zombie. Clerk, position, first team member, hygiene and cleaning department, Peace and Order Group Company, Limited. Level 1-6. Meng Shu called Meng and tossed a purple crystal at him, saying, "Eat." Meng picked it up and bit the crystal. Suddenly, he transformed into a dog and his hands became paws. A system notification said name, Meng Shunpeng, occupation, zombie, mutating, position, security department, dog, Peace and Order Group. Level 1. Meng Shu said, "Good. Now you're a literal dog of the security department." A system notification said mission triggered, planting trees is most honorable, mission triggered, company team building. Meng Shu stretched his arm and said, "Let's go, time for some company team building." A few moments later outside, a garbage truck with a Volvo brand moved as it quickly sped off the street carrying flowers on its bed. In a different scene, Zhang Xiaqiu opened the door. Lao Taitao and Zhang Lunping were shocked. Zhang Lunping said, "A red-eyed zombie. That's a high-tier variant from the research reports." Lao Taitao said, "President Zhang, do you mean we should assemble downstairs?" Zhang Xiaqiu, confused, said, "Roar." A few moments later, outside, the employees gathered. Meng Shu said, "The company's first team building event begins now. Everyone, take your saplings and shovels. Go plant some trees." Wen Yuan immediately shouted, "The chairman is brilliant." Zhang Lunping and Shen Zhaozhao turned to look at him in shock. Zhang Lunping said to himself, "Darn it, he beat me to being a suck-up." Shen Zhaozhao said to herself, "Holy moly, he just joined and he already dares to upstage his seniors?" They started to shovel the ground. Zhang Lunping worked seriously as Zhou Yani watched him. Wen Yuan planted a rootless flower with his remaining arm as Meng Shu watched from a distance and smiled. Meng Shu said, "Isn't this more meaningful than going to a KTV?" Shen Zhaozhao held flowers and said, "Chairman Meng, why do we have to plant flowers out here? Don't we have potted plants upstairs?" Meng Shu said, "I can't exactly tell you the top secret intel that I'm trying to grow pea shooters, can I?" Shen Zhaozhao sweated in confusion. Zhang Lunping said, "Have you heard? The chairman has a divine blessing. He bestowed pea shooter seeds upon us. If we plant them on the lawn, they'll grow into pea shooters in a few days." Zhou Yani said, "That can't be right. It should be corn cannons. With the chairman's level, what use are pea shooters?" "Hey, I heard we're planting sunflowers. Word is they produce little suns that can even cure illnesses." Shen Zhaozhao said, "All your info is wrong. I, Shen Zhaozhao, am the primary source here. Let me tell you, they're fume shrooms. One step from a zombie and they'll be hypnotized. I told you Chairman Meng has plenty of secret weapons. This isn't just about planting trees." Wen Yuan said to himself, "Are these people crazy, or am I just too sane?" A zombie stopped behind him. It suddenly jumped toward him. Wen Yuan was shocked and confused. The next second, Meng Shunpeng stepped forward and jumped to stop the zombie. He crushed it into red soup with one paw. Wen Yuan was shocked. Meng Tenyu said, "You really are the best at being a dog." A system notification said, "Oh, look who's here. If it isn't our little tree planting expert." A system notification said, "You did an outstanding job. You understand deeply that planting trees isn't just your business. It's the business of all humanity on Earth. Improving the environment doesn't just enhance the workplace, it greatly increases the immunity of the planet." A system notification said, "Although those few pathetic little trees you planted don't actually do much, constant dripping wears away the stone. Many mickles make a muckle." A system notification said, "Mission complete." A system notification said, "Mission rating, perfect, mission rewards, 120,000 cash, 30 assignable EXP, 1 assignable attribute point, 20 points. A system notification said, "This team building was a resounding success. Employees are speculating about the purpose of the event, with the conversation mainly revolving around pea shooters. The company's cohesion and the granularity between employees have been greatly improved." A system notification said, "Host, please take note of the term pea shooter. Future events within the company may be related to pea shooters." A system notification said, "Also a warm reminder, 2 factions seem to be slowly emerging within the company. There seems to be a lack of familiarity between the old and new employees. The art of checks and balances is a very fine science. As chairman, you should encourage healthy competition between company factions. This will lead to better development for the company." Meng Shu said, "Not bad, not bad." A system notification said, "Of course, if the competition becomes too intense, it might lead to some things that no one wants to see." A system notification said, "Mission complete. Current mission rating, normal. Mission rewards, 50,000 cash, 10 assignable EXP, 1 assignable attribute point, 10 points." A system notification said, "Level up success class, intern clerk. Clerk level 3, skills obtained, workaholic king, professional slacker." Meng Shu said, "Plus 2 points to spirit. Rejecting mental burnout starts with me." As Meng Shu pressed on the system to confirm spirit, 19 points. Meng Shu said, "Huh, the mall updated? Let's see what I can snag for cheap. As Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao peeked at the system, a system notification said, New item, small manual generator, only 60 points. Description, allows a human or other movable creature to generate power on a treadmill. Meng Shu said to himself, Alright, I'll trade for a generator first. Ha ha ha, zombies, my new energy era is coming. A system notification said, Exchange successful. A system notification said, Temporarily saved for you. You may extract it at a specific location within 12 hours. A system notification said, After 12 hours the item will automatically appear before you. Meng Shu said, One more draw. Let's do a 10 pull. A system notification said, Low-grade draw, 10,000 cash per pull. Common draw, 1 point per pull. Rare draw, 10 points per pull. Legendary draw, 100 points per pull. As Meng Shu pressed the go button, a system notification said, 100,000 cash deducted. As it spun, Meng Shu shouted, I want an SSR. A system notification said, Draw successful. You obtained Sesbon Pure Water X5, Heishang Instant Noodles X3, Exquisite Secretary All Uniform X1. A pistol used in a trashy TV drama, prop only. Meng Shu was shocked and sweating as he said, Fudge, 100 grand just thrown away. I don't believe it. One more time. As he pressed on the system, a system notification said, 10 points deducted. A system notification said, Draw successful. Obtain one opportunity to attend the Modu International Network Conference. Meng Shu said, Go to Modu? Are you out of your mind? In the distance, Chen looked at Meng Shu and the others with his binoculars. Chen said to himself, That person, is he sunbathing in the middle of a zombie horde? He even has beauties waiting on him. This is too bizarre. Chen's fat friend said, Chen, didn't you see him? Should we go and regroup with him? We have quite a few instant noodles now. If we use them to join up, they shouldn't refuse us. Chen said, No, that man is more dangerous than the zombies. You should stay as far away from people like that as possible. As the sun set, Meng Shu drove his Ben-Ben. A system notification said, Synchronizing subsidiary channel. A system notification said, Warning, 2 light dots have deviated from their original coordinates. Meng Shu said, They're going in completely different directions. Kong Vaizhen is heading west, and Song Yufan is heading toward Wu County. Meng Shu said to himself, Oh well, I wish them a bright future. As Meng Shu looked at the rearview mirror, Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao looked at him. Meng Shu said, Let's go buy a luxury car. Zhang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao said, Roar. Meng Shu pressed the navigation of the car to go to the Audi 4S shop, 2.6 Kinmen. Meng Shu put the gear in drive and stepped on the gas, flooring it. As they drove off, at the Audi shop, zombies lurked outside. At the basement near the Audi 4-second shop, a lady sat on the floor. She was a former Audi salesperson. To save money for medical bills, she rented a basement. Now her food and water had run out. As her stomach rumbled, she said to herself, I'll take a gamble, just once, and try my luck in the basement next door. Meanwhile, outside, the zombies were decapitated in an instant. Meng Shu said, Don't push, one at a time. The Audi car saleslady took her broom and stood up, saying to herself, It seems a bit noisy outside. As she trembled in fear and opened the door, she looked around and saw the zombies lying on the ground. She said, She suddenly felt shivers on her skin as she sweated and saw Meng Shu, Zhang Xiaqiu, and Qi Liao in the distance. Meng Shu looked back at her and said, Over in the basement, is someone watching me? Most likely a variant zombie. I'll go in and hack it to death. As the Audi car saleslady trembled in fear, she raised her hand and said, I'm human. I know the ropes. I used to work at the Force shop. It's a fellow human, finally saw one. Meng Shu took out his gun and said, Don't rush out so fast next time. It's a good thing I'm stingy with my bullets. The Audi car saleslady said, Hello boss, I can take you to the 4S shop. Please just give me some food and water. Meng Shu threw a bottle of water and bread at her, saying, Chew on this yourself. If you're lying to me, you're dead. As the Audi car saleslady munched on the bread, Meng Shu said, Let me ask you, with a budget of 1 million, what car should I buy? The Audi car saleslady, confused, said, Buy a car? 1 million? Meng Shu looked at her suspiciously and said, Can't recommend just anything. Did you pick up that name tag? The Audi car saleslady said, The A8 exclusive is 680,000, and the S7 is 950,000. The Q8 needs to be ordered. As she smiled, Meng Shu said, Not bad. How about we become friends? The Audi car saleslady, shocked and confused, said, We're friends? Meng Shu extended his hand and said, We're all acquaintances here. Give me an insider price. The Audi car saleslady sweated and said, It's the end of the world already. I'll just give it to you. As she sweated in fear, Meng Shu said, Bullcrap. I don't take petty advantages. The price is exactly 1 million. Just throw in whatever car, accessories you want. At the luxury car dealer building, the Audi sparkled with beauty. Mangshu smiled and said, steady, streamlined, sophisticated, I'll take it. Dong said, payment method? Mangshu said, card, ma'am? Dong said, wait a second. She took out the terminal and said, please, just swipe your card. Mangshu took out the card of Wang Zunming. As he tapped it on the terminal, it beeped. Dong said, confused, beep? What was that? System notification, successful transaction, minus 1 million yuan. Mangshu sweated and said, confused, huh? System notification, transaction successful, 1 million yuan has been deducted from your assets. Your current assets, 1.09 million yuan. System notification, note, in 3 days you must pay 338,000 yuan in employee wages. Your current assets can only cover 3 months of payroll. The host is encouraged to start business operations immediately to generate income. Mangshu said, I was only joking earlier. He thought and said, I need to take a deep breath and calm down. Mangshu said to Dong, Dong, I think you're a great fit for our company. Do you want to come work for me? Dong said, no thanks, Boss Meng. I am a man of humble virtue. I'm not worthy of your esteemed company. Mangshu said, do you think I'm running a feudal dynasty? Our company is very peaceful. You won't have to worry about food or safety here. Actually, I'm quite sane. Dong said, right, you're perfectly sane. Mangshu opened the door and said, forget it. I won't hold a grudge against a small timer. Come find me once you've thought it through. Happy Home Apartment Complex. That's my territory. Mangshu entered the car and said, enjoy. Tisk tisk, 1 million yuan car. Wahoo, system notification. Please note this vehicle is not registered. Please proceed to the local vehicle management office to handle the paperwork. Mangshu said, fine. The same old routine again. I have to handle paperwork to start a company. And now I need paperwork just to buy a car. Mangshu said, you forgot to get the plates for the car. Dong said, plates? What? Can you even get license plates these days? Mangshu said, nonsense. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Dong said, do you have any requirements for the plate? She said to herself in fear, so scary. Mangshu said, 58S would be best. You know, for good luck in business, don't make it too hard on yourself. Dong said, please follow me out. I need to handle the procedures. Mangshu said, all right, Chi, go with her. Chi Liao gritted her teeth in annoyance. Dong said, this lady, she's a zombie, isn't she? What's wrong with being a zombie? She's a senior executive at my company. You'll be perfectly safe following her. Dong said, yes, okay. She said to herself, I messed up. Why does he sound so persuasive? Am I going crazy too? As zombies appeared ahead, they saw a flattened car with plate number K82688. Dong ran toward it while crying and said, forget the procedures. I just need to get rid of this lunatic first. Chi Liao followed. Suddenly, zombies were in front of her. Dong said, ah, no. Chi Liao suddenly jumped in front of her. She kicked a zombie and cut another in half with her nails. Dong took the plates from the car. She said to Chi Liao, got them. Let's go. A few moments later, Dong said to Mangshu, Mr. Meng, here are your plates. Obtained them through special channels. Mangshu said, excellent. I love it. He threw money at Dong and said, here's a tip. Dong said, thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. Mangshu put the plates on his new car. System notification, mission complete. Reward attribute point 1 points 10. New function unlocked, ride-hailing mode. Mangshu said, ride-hailing too? System notification, current attributes, spirit 20, constitution 20, strength 20, agility 20, system detection. You have reached the human limit. If you wish to continue increasing attributes, you must complete a breakthrough mission. If you choose not to complete the breakthrough mission, you may still improve through alternative means, through your own power and insight, by inventing new technologies to boost physical fitness, through data uploading to become a controller of an interstellar fleet, or through mechanical ascension by replacing body parts, etc. The breakthrough mission is not the only path to becoming stronger. Mangshu said, just bring on the breakthrough mission and let me see what it's about. System notification. Breakthrough mission refreshing. Refresh successful. System notification. As everyone knows, planning an annual meeting is an essential task for every company at the end of the year. For an enterprise, the purpose of an annual meeting is to summarize the past year's work, set goals for the coming year, and reflect on existing issues. System notification. Summarize work. Identify deficiencies for timely adjustment. Praise the highlights, and make future plans. System notification. Ensure all employees have a deeper understanding of the company's achievements and shortcomings over the past year, clarify the big picture vision, and better understand the work direction for the new year. System notification. As an outstanding entrepreneur, your company needs to prepare for an annual meeting. System notification. Breakthrough mission triggered. Plan the annual meeting. The party must go on. Mangshu said, what's so hard about that? Just some singing, dancing, and a quick summary. System notification. Mission requirements. This annual meeting requires a budget of no less than 10 million yuan in value. Otherwise, it will be considered invalid. Mission time limit, 2 weeks. If the meeting is not held within 2 weeks, the challenge is considered a failure. Failure penalty, you will not receive any ride-hailing orders for 1 month. Meng Shu said, what the heck? An annual meeting costs 10 million? System notification. You have a new order. System notification. The rising national film star, Chi has been trapped in Tao County for a week. She is desperate to leave this dangerous residential area. Customer, Chi Departure, Happy Home Apartment Complex, Tao County. Destination, Tao County Safe Zone. Total distance, 29 kilometers. Mission reward. Meng Shu said, that complex again. Looks like I'll have to deal with the safe zone. I can't be too careful when dealing with people. Anyway, once she's in the car, I can always persuade her to change her destination. Legalizing overcharging, after all, it's the end of the world. A higher price is only reasonable, right? Meng Shu looked behind and said to Jiang Xiaqiu and Qi Liao, when can I finally get my hands on your 3.6 billion? You don't even think about your boss. Look how exhausted I am for you. Jiang Xiaqiu said, confused. Ow, Meng Shu said to himself. Target, Happy Home Apartment Complex. As Meng Shu stepped on the gas, smoke came out of the exhaust. Meng Shu said to himself, the king of Bayan Bulak returns to the scene today, as he sped off with his new ride. Thank you all so much for the continued support, my amazing OtakuGo viewers. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I've just created a new channel called OtakuGo Compilations. It's where I'll be uploading longer full-format videos so you can enjoy the content continuously without any interruptions. Please make sure to subscribe to OtakuGo Compilations and keep supporting the community. And as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment below, and share your thoughts. It really helps boost the analytics and keeps both channels growing. Once again, thank you for being part of the OtakuGo family. See you all in the next video.